Line up, you f***ing nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The money line.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Money Line. We are live. We're going to talk some UFC Vegas 106. I am AJ, joined as always by my guy, Mike Finch. What's up, buddy?
Feeling like Jack Della Maddalena, who just fucking fought a perfect fight against Belal Muhammad and came out with the belt. AJ, what a fucking fight. He blows up the Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev fight, which I could be a little sad about, right? I mean, is that not the best fight? Should they not still make that fight? However, JDM's the fucking champ, dude. Super excited about that.
JDM looked clean, man. I was impressed as hell by Jack Della this past Saturday. The combos were on point, had Belal uncomfortable on the feet. Belal was tough as nails, though. I got to give him respect for sitting in there and mixing it up. Always tough. And what I was impressed by with Jack Della is the ability to defend the grappling. Takedown defense was on point, was winning the clinch battles and facing Belal really well. And I feel like Jack Della Maddalena right now, he showed his game is going to be tricky for anybody in the welterweight division because very few can string the punches together like him. Now, like you said, though, the Makhachev-Topuria fight kind of got killed by this result. It's an interesting circumstance for the UFC because UFC 317 right around the corner has no main event, and that fight card's in, 7 weeks from now. And we don't have a main event. We don't know who International Fight Week is going to be, led by in the main.
John Jones, Tom Aspinall.
That's the dream. But they're doing it in New York. They'll do it in November. John Jones ain't fighting on. He ain't doing 6 weeks. I don't see it. I want it, but I don't see it. Topuria versus Islam was a realistic outcome, but I think that Islam really didn't want that fight. And he's going to press the UFC to do the Jack Della fight. It's not that he's scared of it, but it's just he already fought the former featherweight champ. So he's like, I want to go up. I want to fight Jack Della. I want to go for dual champs. Says, why I got to let somebody else trying to get it off me again? I see why he's hesitant, especially with, Islam having, so much success at 155 and Topuria just 1-0 at 155 in the UFC.
There's something about Topuria having defended the belt and having already beaten Volkanovski and Holloway. There's something about that where Jack just won the belt, So it would just be so fun to do Islam versus Topuria first. But, hey, it is what it is. I think, Jack Della is a tough matchup for Islam Makhachev. How did the takedown defense look? How did the get-ups look, folks? I mean, did we not call this? I guess AJ ended up going for the wrestler. Most people did, all right? But the breakdown was that Jack would hit the third and the fourth punch. You heard his coach saying that to him in between rounds. It worked beautifully because Belal stands upright and puts a lot of pressure on you. It's the third, the fourth shot that's going to land. I loved the way he was using his near side arm when he was defending takedowns right underneath the neck, right up underneath the chin of Belal Muhammad would pop him up and then boom, he would get right off the fence. He was in there having fun, AJ. He was playing with Belal. Belal threw a spinning back fist. He spun and got into karate stance. Jack Della was out there flowing. I loved the corner. Craig Jones obviously did a great job. His longtime coaches did a great job. How about in between the fourth and the fifth round? You're not fucking tired. You're not fucking tired. And Jack's like, fuck, he's right. Right? He goes out there in the fifth round. He's like, ping him. And he goes out there in the fifth round and boxed him up. Jack Della Maddalena, aside from one other person, is the best boxer in the UFC. It's beautiful to watch. He deserves the title. And he's a fun fighter to watch.
Best boxer in the UFC, Max Holloway, you talking about?
No, I think Jack Della is a better boxer than Max Holloway. Obviously, yeah. I mean, Ilia Topuria. Now, Ilia Topuria, pound for pound boxing versus Jack Della. Something's beautiful about what Jack does, but there's a certain just finality to the quick twitch of Ilia Topuria. that you got to respect. So I think those are the two best boxers in the UFC. Yes.
Yes, agreed.
Okay.
And it's Islam versus one of the two. Dana White, you notice he didn't show up to the post fight? Dana didn't show up. He didn't do the post fight press conference.
I'm just realizing that now. Huh.
ESPN on the post fight desk was like, yeah, Dana's going to be here. We're looking forward to talking to him, or we're going to ask questions, whatnot.
He was too busy celebrating, popping bottles. He's like, Bilal lost, motherfuckers. We're rich, biatch.
I think he was pissed. I low-key think he was upset that Bilal lost.
About what?
Because he can force Islam into a Topuria fight with Bilal as champ. Now Islam's going to say, hey, I want to fight welterweight. Come on, look at my defenses. Look at how many fights I've won in a row. I want to fight for the welterweight title. And it's hard to say no to a guy that's been as dominant as Islam has. It's just that Topuria fight has so much potential for, mass revenue. And then Islam going up, no matter how it goes, Islam moving up, it's like that Topuria fight becomes a far reach from reality. Because let's say Islam goes up and beats Jack Della Maddalena. Does he drop back down to 155 and defend the belt again? Or does he stick up at 170? How many more fights does he have left? Right? Who knows?
A bunch, I think.
I think a bunch. I feel like he got 3 left.
I think that he's an enormous lightweight. I mean, no question about it. I stood right next to Islam Makhachev. He looks very, very big for 155. But with that being said, yeah, he's a great weight cutter. I don't ever remember him missing weight or having an issue. And I think he could fight at 170 or 155 very well, very fucking well. So I don't know. He might be one to be able to go up and down. I think most guys know Islam. I think Islam could fight. Could be the first real double champ. Pre-dono stream. Thank you, TrevBot. I saw another one up in this biatch. Got a lot of comments in here, AJ. Congratulations. Here we go. Jack Della Maddalena. What a beast. I was so happy. Let's go, Australia. Hey, man. Let's go. Fucking ping da kund. That was McGregor. I was on point, bro. I just completely did McGregor. That was on point. My bad. I thank you again, Paku. You're the man. I disagree with Sean Shelby here. All right. Go. And I think we were all surprised by JDM's takedown defense and by Bilal's striking. And I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. I mean, AJ. I broke the fight down exactly how the fuck. No, you did amazing. You had I called that. If I go watch my breakdown of this fight, perfect. That's exactly what the fuck happened. It was a 10 out of 10 call. Thank you. And I have to say, Mike Finch, you were maestro, Mike Finch, this past weekend. Come on. And it was good. You deserve it. All right, a little more. Come on. You deserve it, Finch. Yeah, thank you. Hey, this is a good time to tell y'all. I won the Telly Award, okay, for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? The Telly Awards, BKFC, AJ and I were on the Deep Cut series. I did, breakdowns for the fighters and whatnot, and it won a fucking Telly Award for BKFC. So shout out to BKFC. I want to thank Dave Feldman. I want to thank the Academy. But who I really want to thank is Billy motherfucking Barnes, okay? Billy motherfucking Barnes, who has been working really hard on a new series called Origins. You guys could check it out. Think Lab, and it's Origins on YouTube. Really, really cool. They had Josh Brolin commentate or narrate the last one. The guy who played Thanos, pretty awesome. And it's a series on the lifestyle and story of these guys who work on these choppers. Beautifully done. Working on some baseball stuff now. He's just a tremendous human being, and he's the one who actually brought AJ and I together for this show. Shout out to him. This is all Billy Barnes. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him, bro. Congratulations to the Finch. Do I technically win one? Even if I don't have it. Did you get one? No, I didn't get one. This is yours, right? You did a lot more than me. I'll send you this right here, okay? Yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah. It'll have a big dildo in it. I'll just put it in there and I'll send you this fucking just the box. I'm putting this one in there. What the fuck? I'll take the box. That's it. He thinks he's funny, he's got the fist. He thinks it's funny. He shows people when he comes to David, fucking leave that in your bedroom, whatever the fuck you do with that thing, I'll send it to you. I'm gonna pass on it. I don't need the award. I'll take the award in spirit. I don't need a fucking award like that. I'll be all right.
I'll be all right. But no,
Fair enough.
congrats, Finch, man. That's
Thank you.
pretty badass, bro. We
Thank
need
you.
more
Billy's
from the
badass.
Finch. He's a legend. Listen, shout
a
out to him, man. He introduced the fucking gang, bro. Look at us now.
Look
Can
at us
you see
now.
now?
Look at me now, motherfuckers. Call in the JDM title win, okay? Super happy about that. I got to hang out with Billy this weekend too, AJ. We were out on the beach. It was Doja Cat concert. I know every song, okay? Y'all can hate. I know every Doja Cat song. I think besides one. Besides one. One she sang where I was like, how do I not know this? But every fucking, my twin's big like Tia Tamara. Like what? Tia Tamara. All the viewers are just going down right now.
We've lost 10 in the past 5 seconds. No, nobody though. Where'd you got people joining? Wow, I agree.
Craig Jones is the best thing to happen to Australian and New Zealand mixed martial arts. You're not wrong. And he's not even a mixed martial artist. He is a pure grappler, but like my buddy T is fighting in 2 weeks, less than Jesus. And I sent him Craig Jones Just Stand Up. And I'm like, study this like it's the Bible, you know, because Craig Jones really did figure out how to stop the Dagestani system. And it's beautiful to watch.
Just Stand Up. I'm thinking you're talking about a striking thing. I'm like, what Craig Jones doing
Called,
striking?
you know, like he goes for like jokes. Like his leg lock defense series is called Get Off My Legs, Gringo. You know?
I like that. That works.
Yeah, he's you know, Mexican ground karate is like his name for jiu-jitsu. And he has Just Stand Up. It's kind of like the Derek Lewis idea, right? Like, just stand up.
I like it.
Like meaning like off your back though.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay. Well, shout out to him, bro. Shout out to the great and powerful Craig Jones for helping Jack Della Maddalena figure out this Belal Muhammad puzzle. Belal was on a tear. We hadn't seen him lose a fight in a very long time, and he looked more than human against Jack Della, but definitely looked tough as nails. You have to say the grit, the intensity, like Belal Muhammad didn't back down from any of the barrages of huge shots from Jack Della, and Belal's chin is more than steel. So shout out to Belal in loss, showing a lot of guts, and I'll assume the fans will treat him better after losing the belt. This is a weird kind of thing that happens that I've noticed over the years, and I'm sure in the earlier days, I won't lie, I was guilty of it. Fighters are beloved after the fact, right? Belal now will probably be a bit more liked than he was as the champ, showing that grit against Jack Della Maddalena. And then for Jack Della, I mean, like we said, Islam Makhachev, obviously, if Shavkat wasn't injured, that fight's on the table. There's Ian Gary making the call. He'd love to do it, but he's given a lot of respect to Islam, saying that if Islam is to jump up in weight, then that's the number one guy. Give it to him. Even an interesting matchup when you really think about it. Sean Brady, right? Sean Brady versus Jack Della is interesting. There's a lot of cool fights. I feel like 170 is sick right now. I mean, damn, the main event of this upcoming fight night is an OG guard in Gilbert Burns versus the new breed in Michael Morales. So it's like welterweight low key is becoming one of the most lit divisions in the sport, I feel like.
A little bit of tectonic plates shifting around over there, making shit happen. Happy birthday, Julian. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy. Enjoy the birthday. Jack Della Maddalena, put it on. Belal Muhammad. Now, you know, I think we can run through the pay-per-view, talk about some of the marquee fights. All right. So then co-main event, ladies went after it. Shevchenko and Manon Fiorot. Competitive matchup for sure. Went all 5. Fiorot had good moments. Shevchenko gets the nod at the end. My scorecard read 3-2 Fiorot. I won't lie to you, Mike Finch, but I'm not saying it's a robbery. It was really close. Body language favored Shevchenko in round 5. But when I actually feel like strikes landed, I'm thinking Fiorot hit her with better shots in that 5th and final round. Overall, I'm not standing and saying, yo, she was robbed. It was a competitive ass fight. If it was going 6 rounds, I feel like Shevchenko had a little more juice left. I feel like Fiorot looked, you know, a little heavy on her legs come round 5. But I still think she was effective and definitely put a good effort out to one of the women's quotes for sure. I'm thinking to myself with Shevchenko next, too, there's a potential super fight there with Wei Li. If it's not Natalia Silva, it's Wei Li Zhang. So,
bro, Natalia Silva we'll get to in a second. God damn. By the way, that was the parlay that hit. Lock of the night for premium. Hit. Parlay. Hit. Premium play. Hit. Free channel. Hit. We ate. Okay. Valentina Shevchenko hurt Manon Fiorot early. That was the story of this fight. She smashed that fucking nose with a big ass hook. She is patient. Valentina's such a pro. All you motherfuckers were on Manon Fiorot. And then Valentina Shevchenko is just too damn sharp, man. Manon Fiorot's giant, but it was the combination of her being such a good grappler and being such an experienced striker that led to her victory here. Honestly, I had her up 3 rounds going into the 5th. But I wasn't sitting here scoring at AJ. I don't know. It probably was a little bit close because, Valentina decided to stay very patient, which she did in her last fight too. And it's been paying off, Yeah, I think it was a big factor that she smashed that nose early because you saw, AJ, the grimacing face of Manon Fiorot. I mean, anytime she was in trouble or grappling, when she got dropped, what was it, the 4th round, where she got put on her ass and she was just grimacing, waiting for the next shot to come in. I think her nose was really affecting her, and it changed her performance very drastically. I thought it was a great dub by the champ, the rightful champ. I think the right person who won the fight. Like when you walk away, I like what my assistant fitness manager at the UFC gym, Matt Evans, told me. He's like, who do you want to be after the fight? Who would you rather be? I'd rather be Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah, true. Fiorot looked to be more out of it. I don't know. Maybe I was reaching, scoring it for Fiorot. I haven't rewatched it.
I don't think you're the only one.
Yeah, it was competitive.
There was another one earlier. I mean, I don't have to talk about it right now, but DC's all butthurt about Bukauskas winning. I thought he won.
I thought Bukauskas won for sure. I was actually shocked at DC's reaction. I was like, screw job. What?
He landed the cleaner shots.
I thought it was a fair decision. Yeah. But this fight here, I think, sets up Shevchenko for whatever she wants. And I think that it would be pretty special to have pound for pound #1 female fighter versus pound for pound #2. It's just, is Weili willing to move up? I feel like, it's been talked about for a long time. I think them crossing paths, oh my God, that would be perfection. I will say, though, early pick, I favor the larger Shevchenko. I feel like she can handle Weili Zhang. I feel like Shevchenko is going to look a good amount bigger. What do you think?
I like that because I'm so impressed by Weili. Bro, how bad did Weili beat the shit out of Tatiana Suarez? Weili's incredible. That's a good fight.
That's a damn good fight. Listen, we might be seeing it, obviously, from Manon Fiorot. I'll talk about what I think is next for her when we get to another women's fight on this card. Any final notes on it? My thought process was Shevchenko still got some thunder left.
Shevchenko's got power in her shots. Shevchenko showed that quality shots are matter at a championship level. Like patience and quality matters at a championship level. She was able to change the whole course of the fight from one hook to the nose. That's how fights go sometimes.
The boys are back in town.
Bring it up.
That. Shout out.
Oh, you did bring it up.
I brought it up. Yeah. Shout out. Listen, chat. I'm talking to you, chat. Everybody watching live. If you're on replay, it applies to you, kind of, but not really. I know you savages are like, yo, AJ, is there a Ripski coming tonight? I know the people got their thoughts, We need 100 likes. So if you want to hit it live, hit that 100 like. I'll make some magic happen. Just an early shout. I see a lot of people watching. I figure let me throw the opportunity on the table because I know people are usually salivating at the bit to get me to remind them maybe of a mix of Lee Sayat and Joey Diaz. I kind of have both on the stream, I think. A little church of what's happening in MMA.
What the fuck, cocksuckers? It's fucking Manon Fiorot. Manon Fiorot got bust in the nose. Black helicopters. Joey Coco Diaz.
I thought you were doing Lee Sayat.
Doing Joey Coco Diaz, motherfuckers. What the fuck? That's like it's
really close to Alex Jones. Alex Jones is very close. Black helicopters.
That was actually Alex Jones.
The Alex Jones one is money. Shit.
We have the documents.
That's Alex Jones AF. You better get this. You get taken down with that Alex Jones.
Bro, on Saturday, I was like, no, I can do impressions because people, you got a great whatever accent I was doing. This girl was from the UK, and so I was doing some accents for her. And I just started busting out some different characters. Alex Jones is a good one. That's true. I got to do more Alex Jones.
You do. That's fucking sick. Listen, we're gonna keep moving down. We got to talk about the farewell, maybe, for Jose Aldo. He fought against Eamon Zahabi. Mike Finch, you did warn me. You said you don't know for sure about Aldo come fight day, but I think he put up a good performance.
Oh, he looked good. Yeah,
He looked good.
He almost
but
knocked him
Zahabi
out,
drowned.
bro.
He did, but my God, the way that it finished, he was laying in a pool of his own blood. I guess question number one, how the fuck are you scoring that third round? Because I see a lot of debate.
Listen, man, he almost knocked him out. So there's that. But did you guys hear the commentary? They were like, this could be a 10-8, one of them. And then I think it was DC who was like, nah, but he already rocked him and dropped him in the first. They were about to swing it 10-8 for Zahabi. That's how bad the UFC commentary is. No, I'm just kidding. But kind of. You know? God damn. No, I would love to work with them. I will help. But and I you got to have respect for people who have that many fights and all that. So anytime these pros are on the mic, and I told you I like DC on the mic. However, that was not a 10-8 round for Zahabi because of the enormous damn near finish that Aldo got. But by Zahabi answering with a damn near finish and Aldo literally just hanging on, AJ, like you saw him looking at the clock, right? He was looking up at the clock. He's hanging on. You got to score that last round for Zahabi. I think he won 29-28. It's one of those things where it's like the more dangerous, better fighter lost because of how the fight played out. He spent his energy and it did cost him. If Jose was a little more patient, as we talked about Valentina Shevchenko learning late in her career, it's like, or I don't know, maybe she's in her prime. But it's like Jose spent it and he paid for it. So, man, how much respect. Come on. Like, out of all the fighters that retire, is Jose Aldo not up there with just one of the most badass, will fight anybody, always entertaining, absolutely vicious technique, a good human being? I can't have more respect for Jose Aldo and what a career he had. And, I hope he made a ton of money. And, I know for sure he influenced many people.
I thought that he looked really dangerous early in round 3, right? Dropping Zahabi multiple times, hitting him with that damn near soccer kick twice. It looked like he had the fight. It looked like he was about to knock Zahabi out.
Oh, my, when he kicked him in the face.
Oh, my. He dropped him straight back. But Zahabi,
props to Eamon for eating that.
Tough. Zahabi didn't quit on himself. He didn't even lose confidence. And then Aldo starts fatiguing. You can see it. After that barrage, Aldo didn't have much left. He ends up throwing the kick. He gets caught. He falls to his back, and that's the fight. Zahabi on top, beat the shit out of him, busted him open. And I gave Zahabi the second round too. So, yeah, I think Aldo round 1 looked real nasty for a majority of the early portion. And then round 2, slightly Zahabi. And then early round 3, it looked like a la Aldo prime. Like I felt like we flashed back 15 years, or 12 years, whatever it be, 8 years. I don't know how many years back. Aldo looked OG though. He looked like he still had some oomph left. Yeah, about 10. Holy shit. 2015 was 10 years ago. I'm thinking it was 2010, 10 years ago. What the fuck?
15, dog.
Holy shit.
Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, Jose's been the man for a long time. And he's still going to, controversial decisions that are wars, I believe what he said. He said he doesn't have the dog in him anymore, He's like, and I saw it, him looking up at the clock and stuff. It's like, he's been through so many wars and won so many titles and accomplished so much. He was the WEC champ coming into the UFC. That's how long ago.
It's, you know what? I think it's a good time to call it. Where he started in Canada for the UFC is where he calls it. I remember that Mark Hominick fight.
Yeah.
And I remember the walkout, right? The way he's coming out all excited. Yeah, all excited coming out. And it's funny to see it again. We saw it for the last time Saturday, and I was like, damn, he aged. Like, you can see the years. You saw, okay. Like, I remember the young Aldo, but now time wins the battle always. And I think the best option for Aldo, man, he can get into coaching. Maybe he does some boxing again on the side, but I think fighting MMA at a high level is probably a thing of the past, especially with him not being able to make 135. I really feel like, I don't know, 145 at this point. Like, I'm sure he could beat somebody, but I feel like, is it worth it to go out there and take on these hungry up and comers?
Well, but that's the problem, AJ. I feel like, every time they matched Aldo up, I'm like, what about this fight? What about that fight?
Cejudo and him, bro. We wanted to see that.
Dude. Again, Dominic Cruz, Cejudo, have somebody move up or whatever. Or no, he wanted to make 135 still. He just couldn't. So yeah, that would have been great. But they want to build, I guess, Ayman Zahabi, who's 37.
But he's Canada. He's big for Canada. They need him.
All right.
They need him over in Canada.
You can't always get what you want. And so that's what we got with the end of Jose Aldo's career. EMG Drug Gods got me pointing a Glock 34 at the camera. When did that happen? On the premium channel over on Telegram? I think so. That's too hot for YouTube. Fired from the job the Thursday. Kind of happy I was because now I could catch Moneyline live. Good to see y'all savages again. Good to see you, EM Drug God. But brother, if you're unemployed, you can save the cash. All right, EMG. if you in a pinch, homie, just save the cash. You don't need to donate it. Thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate that. And the Glock 34 pick is pretty good. Maybe I'll have to dust that one off for premium channel again. All right. All the best to you. Okay.
The mic is smoking on me, Mike. I don't know what happened.
Are you still in premium channel EMG? Are you still in? I'm gonna tell Tawab to give you a week on the house. All right. I'm gonna get my boy T to give you a week on the house. All the best in your new search for employment, sir. Thank you. AJ, you good over there? God damn. Yeah, AJ the drug god. What's going on, dude?
Chilling, bro. I'm chilling. I just had a little cough, man.
Craig Burns, Reed Pinheiro plus 7,200. Bro, you are just Hail Mary to the fucking end zone.
He told me earlier today the way he makes his picks, he bases on the men's legs. That's his whole strategy. That's what he told me in the stream earlier. I swear to God.
I don't even know where do I go with that?
There's
Where do
nowhere
I
you
even
can
go
go
with that? Like the legs over other body parts. What about the arms? No, the legs specifically.
It's all legs.
All right, so that's interesting. I do think you are just rolling the dice. That's just straight up gambling. Good luck, groundskeeper. Good luck.
Dude, the donos, man. We got casual degenerate dropping it. Give this to EMG. EMG should just drop his Venmo, bro.
EMG just dropped the Venmo.
Somebody give him some money. Somebody give him some capital, man.
That's awesome. All love to all y'all. Very nice.
All love to the chat, man. Shout out to the people.
Logic, John Jones should be a can. Yeah, those legs are whoa.
I guess I don't know how he judges them though. He didn't bring a strategy out, dude. They say though those toothpicks, man, it's hard to hurt with a calf kick because they're so bony. I'm telling you, you got a big calf, that fucking muscle's gonna kill you. You got a little like that, you might snap the shin.
I'm gonna call cap. I think
I don't know.
I think when you hit that little perennial nerve right on the outside of the shin, man, that shit lights up on a little calf. I don't think so. I sent you one on Instagram, right? I showed you the knee kick in one FC.
Yeah, I was scared myself. Bro, the dude's just ripping the fucking outside of the knee like a monster.
The outside of the knee, because those tendons that run through, it's like the sciatic nerve runs all the way through. Man, you smack that thing, people can't walk.
I'll be honest with you, that's fucking terrifying.
Yo,
to imagine getting in there with a fucking real specialist like that, Muay Thai rules with the small gloves, and he's just ripping. You can't clinch him. You can't try to take his ass down. You just got to strike. To be honest, when I think of like the fucking one championship Muay Thai, right? When they do it in the cage, it's like, bro, that's pretty intense, man. Because it's like obviously a ring, there's nowhere to run to, but in the cage, it just has the different aura. There's no option of a takedown, right? At least in an MMA fight, you can fucking shoot a double leg. You're rocked. You can try to clinch up. The thing I will say I love about MMA over, the striking sports is the fact that you can be hurt, but you can find a way to survive more optimally for real life, right? Like imagine you're in a fucking real fight, you fucking crack somebody big, they're hurt, they're probably going to try to hold on to something, right? Whereas, you know, if you're doing Muay Thai, you can grab the clinch a little bit, but I feel like not to the same degree. You can't land a takedown. Eventually, you're going to have to get back to the striking realm. So I don't know. That one championship Muay Thai, that's why I think it's terrible. These guys are expert strikers, and there's nowhere to run, man. It's scary. It might be scarier than MMA.
Violent. It's very violent, you know?
Yeah.
It's something about that rule set that makes it more violent. You know, I think that's what Gamebred was going for, Jorge Masvidal's promotion. But something about the small gloves. No, they're bare knuckle. You know what I mean? But something about the small gloves where you could really give full power. That's what Tank Abbott was doing back in the day. He's like, no, when I wear these, I hit harder. You don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, that wrist wrap really helps you bomb on somebody, you know? Anyway, Jose Aldo, salute to
Aldo. Salute to Aldo. Salute to Aldo, man. Let's keep on moving down. You want to do full main card?
The girls.
Okay.
The girls.
Ladies,
Come on.
These ladies right here.
Those girls.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Natalia Silva's movement, her rhythm, her flow was sensational. I was more impressed with Natalia Silva's performance, I think, than Shevchenko's. Because I'm like, she beat Alexa Grasso where she's best on the feet. Picked her apart.
Yeah.
Ripped her with combinations. She looked so smooth out there.
Shut her out.
When I look at Grasso, I think to myself, man, the boxing is clean, but you can't cut off the cage with this crazy girl. Like Natalia Silva's skills, I think right now are ready for Shevchenko, but the argument is there's the bigger fight of Weili. What are your thoughts, Finch?
Well, first of all, you know, Natalia Silva is so fucking technical. Like, if you look at her in that first round, look at the way she turns her hips. She torques her body a little bit and tries to make you bite when she's throwing. And you saw that start to fade as the fight went on. We got AJ, the fighting nerd.
There's no fighting nerds on this, but I don't know. The shades, they got a good look to it.
When she starts to gas a little bit, and Alexa Grasso is getting hyped up by her corner. You got to pressure. You got to pressure. Then you saw all the side-to-side movement. I think that's what people have been referencing. Oh, she ran. Watch that first round again. When Natalia Silva is in that flow state, when she's fucking confident and fast, she is the best female striker in the world right now. Her Muay Thai is beautiful, and she fights from that green zone so well. She'll throw right from out there, and she'll be gone. She's too fast. She's too technical. Girls are biting on those feints. They don't know when she's going to throw. When she needs to be mobile, she will be, you know? And not to toot my own horn, but I did say Alexa Grasso fights a lot tighter, Mexican style. She's going to need to get close, and Natalia Silva wouldn't let her get into range properly, and she moved too much. Is that exactly what the fuck happened? Is it like I bet this parlay and gave it out on the premium channel and it hit? It's like that happened, AJ. So Natalia Silva fought a Natalia Silva fight. Now, there were moments of chaos when when Alexa Grasso just decided at the end of the round, fuck it, I'm going into the pocket. Those girls, whop, pop, pop. They just swatted out like two cats going at it. And they both got smacked the fuck up. I actually replayed that for Haley. I just had to run that back for my wife. I'm like, hey, turn that off real quick. Watch these two girls go to fucking war. It's like, you know, very, very impressive. And I have a lot of respect for the let's jump into the fire real quick here moments. Very, very cool. But the better fighter won. Natalia Silva is an incredible striker. She has the tools to beat any girl in the world. Yes.
I think so. You know, I want to see the fight with Shevchenko for Natalia, but I feel like she's just not ready for that level, man. You have to go with the bigger matchup. And I think you have to go with Shevchenko versus Weili first.
That's the bigger fight. Yeah, that makes sense. Weili deserves it, but Natalia getting the title shot too. You know, I would love to see that. I think that's a fantastic fight. So either way the UFC goes is the right decision here.
I agree, Mike. I'll be honest, the Ripsy got me too zooted, Mike Finch.
You're good. I broke this whole motherfucking down. Next
fight. Next fight down below. We got Benoit Saint Denis and Kyle Prepelec. They went after it.
Ran him over. Come on, we knew that. We knew it. Next.
Let's go. Keep going down.
Fuck over.
Brad Katona versus Beksat Almacan.
Yes, dude. This kicked off the parlay in the free channel. In the free channel, I did Sterling, who was in more of a fight than I'd hoped for, but he won. And I did Almacan, and I said Almacan's more powerful. He's fast twitch. He could put him out.
I agree.
Man, I had a good night.
I agree. Dude, the card was good work for you, man.
Thank you.
Burial Silva. I mean,
wow,
I was
is
so impressed
Silva
with Burial
done?
knocking him out.
Whoa, is Silva done? Wow,
done.
that was an ugly KO.
was
You
that?
were confident on Marc-Andre Barrial. You deserve.
I felt like you would catch the knockout at some point. Yeah.
bro, because I was saying, hey man, nobody's been knocking out Silva till Saturday.
Dude, holy shit. Dude, Bruno Silva, I think his career is finished with, to be honest.
Yeah. He doesn't want it anymore. Like, how are you
Yeah.
losing to Chris Weidman?
It's over.
I love
It's
Chris
over,
Weidman. I love Chris Weidman, but this ain't 2016 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, This
Right.
ain't that.
This ain't that, bro. This ain't that. I completely agree. I feel like Bruno Silva, I said, I want the UFC to give him 100 grand. I want them to pay the man some money after that violent loss because he deserves to still have some fucking respect in the game for taking hard fights over and over.
They, both of them will take any fucking fight. Like, both of these guys got balls and both of them have been in with real UFC competition. The difference seems to me that Marc-Andre Barrial wants it. His head's in it. He knew he was performing for Canada. He showed up ripped. Silva, he's showing up overweight, misses weight. His heart's not in it, Yeah, the most powerful thing is the mind, right? The most powerful thing is going to be that will to win. And when you don't have it anymore, like Jose Aldo said, it's time to hang it up.
I agree. I feel like Bruno Silva, retirement for sure. But I think Marc-Andre Barrial proved that he still got some oomph left in him. Like, I think everybody was kind of under the impression he was done.
Yeah. Well, he got knocked the fuck out. I think that's the problem. Like, when you get flatlined, people will question you. So yeah, you put him in there with fucking Joe Pyfer, I'm gonna have a problem too. Yeah, of course.
Let's go. Let's keep moving down, Finchmeister. You're doing a great job holding the fort.
You are. I have never seen you so stoned in my life,
CBD. Bro. It hit me heavy.
What the fuck did you smoke? We're gonna need to go to a commercial break, folks. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. No, I'm chilling, bro. I just ripped a little bit of the CBD, and the fucking rip absolutely killed, bro. So I was catching my breath back. I don't know if you noticed. I paused the fucking mic at one point.
Yeah, you backed up when I was talking about. All right, he's gonna let me
oh.
rant on Natalia Silva for a second. This is cool. I was good with it.
Listen.
Paku,
You're holding down the fort like a savage.
Sterling and Beksat was my big parlay too. I didn't copy or even see your bets, Finch. Let's go, Paku. Hey, great minds think alike.
Great minds do think alike, Mike Finch. Let's keep moving down, you savage. Mike Finch, I gotta say, bro, Barrial still got some dog in him. I want to see more fights. Keep on moving down.
Call AJ.
What do you feel about us getting our ass kicked here?
These motherfuckers, man, I could have a sick ass card and they're gonna hate on this one. All right. Charlie Radke met a better striker, a more technically sound counterpuncher who could move and set traps for Charlie. Charlie comes in like a bull in a china shop, or should I say a buffalo in a china shop. And he breaks shit. When he came in, there was a couple of hairy moments where Malat was on the fence playing the cat and mouse game, and he was, Charlie was swinging that left hook, but Mike Malat's too aware. He's putting his head in the right spots. He's getting out of angles. I wanted to see Charlie Radke be an MMA fighter. I assumed that Charlie during the whole camp with Bilal Muhammad meant he's going to shoot on Mike and be a mixed martial artist. And that's why I mentioned he's got the guillotines. He's got the submission grappling ability. he's got the ability in other areas, I think, better than Mike Malott. I think if you could play Charlie Radke like a video game, he could win that fight. But he kickboxed with a kickboxer the entire time. Mike Malott was the striking coach over at Team Alpha Male, and you can see that when he's striking. It's beautiful to watch. Charlie Radke can strike with him, but not just straight for 10 minutes. Like, you're going to get hurt. And being a mixed martial artist would have mattered here. So Charlie Radke's still young in the game, but we saw, I think, a clear mistake. He needs to also use his grappling ability, which is great. He's not ready to just kickbox purely with a good striker like Mike Malott for that amount of time. Nice KO in Canada from Mike Malott. He was the favorite.
Yeah. Listen, he looked really fast. Radke let me down a bit. I will say. I went Savage Dog Lock Radke. You guys know I tell the truth. But I really feel like the way he got boxed up is not what I anticipated from Malott going distance with Giles, right? My God, our boy Mike Finch, he fucking got dropped bad. I'm surprised. I'm surprised, man. But Malott's good. Malott's got skills. Malott's honestly showing a lot of weapons throughout the fight, whereas Radke didn't really have more than boxing, bro. That's the issue, I guess. That's the biggest problem.
Well, and his boxing wasn't, he was, like I said, bull in a china shop. He's like rushing in there, trying to bang that left hook. He just wants to see a body fall. He's really got to box. He's got to move his head. I mean, there's just levels to the game, You can't just be all balls, You got to come in there with technique. And I think Mike Malott, had really sharp technique. Appreciate that, Zohan. Hey, we need AJ shadow box right now, stoned as fuck. We ready for this?
I'm going.
Let's fucking go.
Style.
Oh, he stood up. He stood up, guys. Don't make him show you the thong he's got on right now. Don't make him show you. Oh shit. Oh shit. All right. Here we go. Oh shit. He's heavyweight shot. Your shoulders turning over. You guys hear him exhaling like he's in Thailand right now?
Obrigado.
Flying knee.
Obrigado.
The flying knee. Did you guys just witness that flying knee for $279? You just got your fucking money's worth, Daniel K. Okay? You just
Finch,
got
how did I look? Did I look all right, Finch? Do I still got some rhythm?
You got heavy shots. You could see the AJ's turning his body when he's throwing shots. So you guys better hit him with a jab and get the fuck out of the way, because AJ's putting somebody's lights out.
You know who I represent with that? That's a little mix of traditionalist boxing with a little bit of Bas Rutten's mentality, fucking ripping with your feet planted hard, bro.
Yo, you are, clearly you fighting AJ. Stick and move.
To be honest, I'll be honest with you. That's the fucking money strap. I'm going out like Tank Abbott out there throwing fucking heavy.
Hey, the baddest motherfucker in the bar, all right? AJ's got 30 seconds. AJ's throwing them hips into everything for 30 seconds. He's like Aldo, bro. The ref steps in or it's a wrap.
Fuck it, bro.
He's going to hang
what's
on.
funny? Speak of fucking Tank Abbott. Last night, I put on Strike Force, and I went back and rewatched. It was Strike Force. I don't know what number. Paul Buentello fought against Tank Abbott. Bro, the fact is that I witnessed the whole Strike Force event. I thought, damn. Strike Force was kind of doing it right. I see why the UFC bought them out, because they had a flair that the UFC, still it has, but I feel like lacks in the modern era with like the uniqueness of the fighters, even some of the cuts, bro. You remember when Jason Mayhem Miller fought Jake Shields there? If you go back and just rewatch the way like they led up to the fight, I really was like, damn, man, I kind of missed this. Like, I wish there was a league outside of the UFC that was a little more theatrical. Like Strike Force with the walkouts, they had the flair like Pride FC.
Yes.
Even though you can say, oh, it's unnecessary. I like the uniqueness, right? Somebody you remember from these moments, the shorts being, with sponsors and shit like that. I said, damn, bro, like the old era, that's what I miss the most is the fucking uniqueness. Even fuck the walkout aside, the uniqueness of the shorts and the style.
Yeah.
I feel like you remember Chuck Liddell with the bolts on his fucking shorts, bro.
Of course. And that caused a big riff. I mean, that's why, Burt Watson ended up being escorted out of or leaving the UFC. He criticized the Reebok deal initially.
That's why they fired him?
Not around. You didn't hear that from me.
bro. But you.
Is AJ frozen for all y'all? Because AJ's just so
What?
stoned right now. He's
No,
just
I'm good.
looking at the ceiling. There he is. He's back.
I'm good.
He's
Bro,
back.
I'm telling you, I feel good now, bro. I had
You
a
feel
moment
good?
where I
The
was
chat
going
is worried
backwards.
about you, dude.
No,
The chat is so concerned.
Listen, chat, I jinx myself. I've been watching clips from Lee Syed and Joey fucking Diaz pod. And I said to myself, one day I wonder if I'll get to the point that like Joey and Lee were at in that episode where they had all the stars and they were sitting back and just holding on for the ride.
I take a rip. I feel like taking a rip.
Bro,
Are we
I
doing
fucking
this?
fully back there. I'm on Joey Diaz. I'm fucking on that level. I feel like I was falling into the chair.
Should I go full retard too, or should I hold it down? Am I supposed to be like the sober, like I'm like the designated driver of the
You
show
know
right
what?
now?
This is Finch. This is a UFC Apex car. We're having a good time. You do. If you want a CBD lion, nobody's saying don't do the CBD lion. If it's a pay-per-view, okay. If it's a CBD, you do what you want to do with the CBD lion, my friend.
That's true. CBD. That's what I meant. Yeah,
It's
of course.
CBD, my friend. It's a
CBD,
low
CBD.
CBD. Nobody's worried about nothing on the side. Just you can't get it on camera.
I
But
don't know if we're gonna get through this whole fucking card.
well, listen, we won't do the whole fucking preview. You get like an all access. podcast.
We're doing Burns versus Morales. That's it. Where's the lighter, bro? AJ, can you pass that lighter?
I would pass it to you right away if I could. Here you go. Here you go. Take it across the screen.
AJ, hold it down for me, man.
I'm holding it down. Where's this guy going? He's looking for a lighter. Listen, you know what we pulled off, man? We pulled off the Finch, man, going savage mode USA in the song.
Oh my
shit.
God, Daniel. I ain't standing up though, okay?
fucking
I throw
fast
direct
MC,
shots, all
I'm
right?
going slick,
AJ
bro.
throwing that heavy shit. I'm on the bike, bro. I'm not even gonna throw a punch until the second round with AJ. I'm gonna let that shit bounce off, right? Then I'll start putting some pressure on him. Boom. Don't worry about it.
Bro, the heavy shots,
camera.
Finch, the heavy shots that I will rip like that, I feel like that's not like a sparring shots. You know what I'm saying? That's more like fight mode shots. Like in sparring, I feel like, it is in boxing, it's a little different. In boxing, they fucking sometimes rip like bombs. But I look at MMA sparring as a beautiful technical spar, right? Where you can get work, pop, 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 and not rip 100%. I feel like at that point, you're doing like real heavy shit. Bro, the mic is smoking. You all right over there? Is the microphone messed up?
Yeah, something's going on. I don't know. I think we're good.
All right, we're good. Finish.
I had to get on your level. You were having too much fun.
Oh, I'm having a great time. Listen, there's the fucking shadow box from us, man. I'll be honest, I thought it said AJ. I didn't realize it just said Finch. I thought he was talking to me. I fucking read it wrong.
I was wondering, I'm like, damn, he fighting me for real right now. All right, I'm gonna show the
funny as
kids how to
hell.
handle this shit.
That's funny as shit, man. That was a legendary fucking moment from the
I'm
stream.
like, why is
chat.
AJ throwing punches back? I showed you the shoulder roll.
I thought he said for me to do it, and I'm like, all right, I'm doing it. Then I'm like, all right, Finch is guided me through it. That's
Kids
funny.
don't
as
know
hell.
about the Philly shell. I had to.
You
I
look
had
like
to
you
show
like
him.
the Philadelphia
So
moves, bro.
you help me. You can put me on defense too. It's all good.
Listen, I was getting your shadow box looking sharper than ever before, my Finch.
Hey man, I told you I was at a Doja Cat concert this weekend. What do you think? I was sober.
Yeah, he was doing he was drinking Heineken Zeros, dude.
Don't do
Heineken Zeros. Mike Finch is a Heineken Zero guy. And that's it. I fucking tell you, man, I've had a sip of some of that zero beer. Like, I'm thinking, damn, this shit's pretty good, though. I like the taste.
Trash.
Dude,
Trash.
have you had some of the new ones they dropped, though?
Trash.
Bro,
I guess not.
If I see them around, I always try one. Because I'm like, I want to see what this zero shit tastes like. I enjoyed it, man.
Ass.
I enjoyed it. I'm sick. I'm about to say I'm going to start drinking zeros, man. After this stream, I'm going zeros only from now on. No Ripskis, nothing. Holy shit.
I tried beer, and my buddy Joey Heinrich was like, yeah, you just got to keep drinking it until you like it. You'll get used to it. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, why would I want to get used to this? What, so I can look cool at the bar? I don't give a fuck. I think beer tastes
I drink the zero.
terrible. Beer tastes terrible. Kids, there's nothing good about it, all right? Don't drink, don't smoke, be healthy, all right? Work out, get married, be a good person, clean up, don't litter, okay? This is good advice. Don't be drinking fucking zeros with AJ, whatever the fuck he's telling you. Smoking every fucking podcast, fucking drinking zero. What the fuck is a zero? You know who's a zero? Whoever drinks that shit.
Holy
Stop,
shit.
AJ.
I gotta say, man, it's a good taste once in a blue moon. You gotta have a zero. You don't want to get drunk. You don't want the alcohol. It's a way, you go out to drink and you've been out and everybody's having a drink. If you fucking now the guy getting the Diet Coke, I'm like, shit, man, maybe I got to get a Heineken Zero. Nobody's gonna ask questions. They don't know what's going on. They say, oh, he's having a drink, but I don't want to stay sober, bro.
Never once have I ever gone, damn, I need a Heineken Zero. Never.
This is gonna be the start. But now are you not thinking about trying it? You in the back of your mind, you're like, fuck, should I take a sip of this Heineken? AJ mentioned it. That's all I'm saying. You taste it. You taste it. Am I gonna drink 5 of them? No. But one, take a few sips, I'll enjoy it.
Paul Craig pick incoming after all those rips, dude. I'll tell you what. This is we don't usually do the show quite like this. Let's run it, AJ. Let's do it.
Let's run it. Listen, forget about the last card. We're moving ahead.
Let's go.
Right? This almost feels like we're on a fucking game show now. All right.
This is gonna be hardest show to break down. Focus. Hey, we got this. I've seen Joey Diaz eat a fucking how many milligram edible?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And,
why do you think I never freak out, Trap?
He has fallen asleep on the podcast.
That's true. I never took it that far.
He's fallen. AJ will eat a fucking sandwich on the podcast. He's gonna come to that, but he doesn't fall asleep.
No.
So I think we're better than that. We're good.
No sleeping. No. I'll be honest with you, chat. I'm not gonna fall asleep over here or something like that. Like to that level. I'll be honest though. For a second, I will say when we look back, I'm telling you, I jinxed myself. You think I'm joking earlier? I was thinking about the Joey Diaz part. I feel like I didn't elaborate on this thought. And I was like, I did it to myself. I take a little CBD line on Moneyline. Next thing you know it, bro, I'm feeling like I'm on the fucking Stars of Death from their pod. How some of the people are going back. Jake Ellenberger, did you see that episode where he's like sitting there like falling asleep? Oh my God. He's like, I gotta get out. I can't do this anymore. Holy shit.
I saw, so there was Henry Cejudo was on Mike Tyson's show for a few of them, remember?
Yeah.
And they had Khabib come on. And Henry said that before they went live, that Mike reached into a bowl of gummies and they were mushroom gummies. They were psilocybin gummies. And he smashed them. He was like smashed like a handful or two. And so he's like, Mike's going to be fucking gone for the show. And so halfway through the Khabib interview, or however long through the Khabib interview, he's like, how the fuck is Mike even holding this down? Like Mike wasn't even saying shit, he's probably seeing Khabib's face start to morph a little bit. He's trying to fucking hold it down on a live show. First off, very entertaining. And secondly, kids, you're finding out what not to do. Don't eat a handful full of gummies before you got to work. Okay.
Fuck no, dude. That's next level. Respect to Tyson on that. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah. Don't eat a handful. I wouldn't eat mushrooms before this show. We're good, AJ.
Dude, to be honest, a little Ripsky CBD, nobody's asking questions. You ain't seeing no fucking shrooms come out of my hands. Get the hell out of here. That's crazy. That would be too much, man.
Nobody talk to me. If I'm going psilocybin.
Yeah. It's like, get me the hell out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't host a live podcast. Listen, AJ, there's a card this weekend at the Apex. All right. And I'm going to steer this fucking ship over there one way or another. If I got to get out and start paddling, I'm going to start paddling to get over there. Let's
do it, man. Listen, we do have a card. I'm enjoying just joking around. All right, let's do it. Fight number 1 on the card, Luana Pinheiro versus Tisha Pennington. My pick in this fight is Tisha Pennington. I believe that her multi-shot combinations, her hand speed, her footwork, I think they're good enough to handle a Pinheiro who's kind of a busted prospect, lost a few in a row. She's okay. She's got some judo in the base. She's got some kickboxing skills. She's long. She's got speed. Like there's moments where she's looked nice in fights. She had a little hype at one point. But I really think you look at Tisha Pennington, she's tit for tat with Tabitha Ritchie, Mackenzie Dern. She beats Carla Esparza last time. I think Tisha handles business against Pinheiro, who's a bit of a overrated up-and-comer that I just don't believe in personally. She's not even up-and-comer. At this point, she's a vet, but like was that prospect. But I think Tisha can win this fight by a decision.
Yeah, I think you got to think Tisha Torres does it. Now, Tisha Torres can get this thing done on the feet. Pinheiro has been on such a bad streak here, but I mean, am I betting on this? Am I going to rely on Tisha Torres At this point, I'm not sure. So excuse me, Tisha Pennington, of course, got to respect the marriage. Am I going to rely on Mrs. Pennington? I don't know. There's a couple of these fights where I'm like, I would just completely avoid betting on it. I do see Pennington landing more quality shots over 3 rounds. Her grappling's good enough to negate Pinheiro's, and I think she pings her, as JDM's coach would say, on the feet. She's seen a lot of the best women in the UFC. I think she's confident stepping into this matchup. I think she's going to be able to score 29-28.
I think I'm in fair agreement. I feel like decision is wide, even if you can't do much, man. Right? Minus 350. You trying to touch the money line there? Not really.
Jesus. Some of these money lines. Dude, wait till we get to the main event. I'm so mad about the money line. What the fuck are some of these? It's not that wide. I don't see it being that wide. Another reason, how dare they make me want to grab the dog sometimes?
I know.
Lines. That's why when you guys look at fights, don't look at the lines first. It's a trap. It forces your mind into this framework of looking at it, where you're thinking about odds. You don't want to think about odds. What you want to start by thinking is who wins the fist fight. This is the important information. Once you get the most valuable information, then work from there. But I don't want to cloud that judgment at all. So looking at this fight, I'm like, I don't know, Tisha Pennington split decision, and then you see she's a 3.5-1 favorite. I'm not betting that.
It's just you ask yourself the question: does the over hit though, Mike Finch? This is what it's about. Over is shit line. It's minus totally 450. Different.
Yeah, that's.
Is it a lock though? Is it a lock to go over? What do you think?
I like doing this show with you because this is where I start to dive into how these fights play out a little bit more. Yeah, of course, the pick, you heard me, is decision. How confident is the decision? I don't, no, it's not. Nothing in this fight is a lock.
I think Tisha finding a win decision is what makes most sense to me. And that's the side that we're going to ride on. All right, let's keep going. Finch and
we're on the same team, AJ. Come on, man. We're still on the same team. Even I'll take it. Boom, boom. I'll take it. Even though, we're not like rush to the box office and buy tickets this one. We're starting off on the right foot.
Bro, I have to say this off subject. I did fucking chest and try today. And I pushed it to the limit, bro. As I'm sitting here, oh my gosh, you feel that soreness? But I feel like
it's called delayed onset muscle soreness. Okay, AJ is lifting for hypertrophy, so he's gonna feel this. His muscles are starting to pop a little bit. There's a time of inflammation there that has to heal, and so I'm sure AJ took his protein.
I had actually this is what I had. I'll tell you exactly what I had. Dude, I'll be honest, I don't know about that. I don't know about aminos, but I know about creatine and then a good quality protein. Like if you, not even a shake, like you can do levels protein, but I got to say, today had some beef that I had to cook. It was going to go bad. So I just cooked up multiple hamburgers and I had lean beef, had them all together. I like 93.7, it's about as good as you can get when you're trying to like eat, a high protein, lower level of fat. Like it's not going to compare to chicken, but it's not going to be the same as eating like a legit, cheeseburger with like the 80-20 stuff. I don't know. It's pretty good, man. I'm trying to right now lock in to get to 180, Mike Finch. I don't know if you've seen the fitness little clips that I've been posting.
Apparently I got to pay more attention.
So I'm down 15 pounds right now. I've fucking been locking in, dieting pretty hard. Just trying to keep it clean foods, at least 6 days out of the week. And then one day, like I'll have a little extra, but no ice cream from the places out. Taking a pullback, bro. That's it.
Ice cream's fantastic. I have a sweet tooth as well. I would feel so sore after training for a fight. I would have to do strength and conditioning training where I'm flipping a tire, battle ropes. Then I'm going to jiu-jitsu. Then I'm going to Muay Thai. Then we end with MMA rounds. I'm sparring with plenty of fighters who also have fights. And not everybody's trying to go light. You go home. I remember crawling up my stairs, getting to my bedroom as like an 18, 19-year-old kid, like Gollum crawling up the side of Mount Doom.
That's funny.
After taking creatine, protein, and amino acids, getting proper sleep, and staying properly hydrated. You need to drink a lot of water when you're taking creatine. Man, I'd pop out of bed the next day. I'd be like, I feel fucking amazing. So AJ already knows about one of them. It's the most clinically, the most tested supplement. I believe. I'm not a nutritionist. However, I believe it's the most tested supplement. If you asked Grok right now, creatine, and you'll feel great tomorrow, dude. I at least did.
Yeah, no, I've been way more on point with it. There's times of the year where I'll slack a bit, but I've been locking in, eating good, and I feel like results are not bad, bro. Getting down 15 pounds, like still feeling pretty solid.
Get you ready for a fight. Who you guys want AJ to fight? Come on, let's get him in there, right? That would be good. You could fight that journalist, the one who did BKFC.
Which one is that?
You pick. The Bane. What's his name? And then the Mac Life guy.
If that's what they want to do,
he just did the interview with Craig Jones. Craig Jones has "fuck you" tattooed on the bottom of his feet.
Yeah, that's so funny, bro.
He had his feet kicked up. Oscar Willis.
Oscar Willis.
That's right. Thank you, chat.
Genuinely, bro. If they want to put an offer, of course, I'll sit down and have a conversation. But I ain't pricing myself out, saying nothing right now.
Oscar Willis, we're calling him out right now. I'm just joking.
I'll be honest, like I don't have like much of a desire to punch Oscar Willis in the face, you know?
He is a good dude. I got to hang out with him.
If that's the check, they say whatever. Like if there's money's on the table, you have to take it. But if you ask me, like, fucking, you know, is he a prick? There's certain people that are a little more assholes. It's different, you know what I'm saying?
Oscar is not a prick. He's a very good dude.
He's a good dude.
He was hanging out with there was Mike Perry was in the hotel lobby. There were a few people, and Oscar was staying out. Oscar played me a voice message from Conor McGregor that I might have told AJ about, but I definitely didn't tell the internet about, which was awesome. He's running Mac Life and he's doing his thing and he's living a dream. So good for him, man. Good dude, and we don't have to beat him up. You're right. Next fight.
Good man. Listen, let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we got Hyun Park and Hernandez. Finch, I'm excited for your take. I know you know mine. I saw you in the comments. I saw you say something. You know who I'm going with. I'm going Hernandez, and I think that he can beat Park. I'm not telling you that, you know, Hernandez is a 10 times out of 10. But what I know is Hernandez is definitely tough enough to go 3 hard against a dangerous prospect. We've seen him do it before. Grappling skills on point. Boxing skills are there. Park is explosive, and he looks scary. But he's beating guys that are not UFC level, bro. Shannon Ross and then Shilguk Choi. I'm not impressed by either one of those wins. And I look at Hernandez, not like he's beating high caliber guys, but is able to beat Tumen Dumbarel, who's a, you know, tricky style, you know,
not explosive,
not super explosive like Park. But I do like that Hernandez has been in there with good opposition. So I feel like in a 29-28 nitty gritty one, he's got a chance to win this thing on the cards.
You guys know I like picking Carlos Hernandez. I picked him in some of those earlier ones. Denise Bondar, Victor Altamirano, Daniel Perez. I was picking him in these early fights, but I think Sung Park should be good enough to be able to either wrestle him to the ground or just be able to bomb on him. He's a little bit passive and there's no explosiveness in his body. Like I told you, I used to call his old fights, so I would see him. He's so fucking technically sound. Carlos Hernandez is a great technician, and he can fight at a pace too. You could even see him on the amateur scenes. I'm sure it's got to be out there on UFC Fight Pass. You might even hear your boy calling it. He was very, very volume heavy, able to be dynamic with his striking, always. Never hit hard. Never was able to, you know, out muscle somebody at a Park level. I think that the same problem that Katona had against Bexat is the same problem that you know, that Carlos Hernandez is going to have here, is that he's against a guy who's just got more pop and just going to be able to take him down in some key moments and hit him with some damage in some key moments. I'm going to go with Park.
Okay. Respect on the Park call, man. I see what you're saying. I guess I just have a little doubt glaring on the side of my eye, and I'm thinking Hernandez might be sneaky enough with some back and forth, but is he absolute?
If he pulls him into that fight, if he pulls him into that, all right, I throw a jab, now you throw a jab. All right, I'm gonna
Right.
start setting up the left hook and the kick. All right, you start messing with that, right? If it's tit for tat, yeah, it's fine. If they get in a fight, I think Park wins. So
Respect.
Carlos Hernandez has wrestling too. You know, and again, I've picked him in the past. Early lean Park.
Minus 150 for Park, plus 130 for Hernandez. I guess we'll see what happens, man. I don't know.
Right, actually,
you like any? I mean, the props, man.
sounds about right.
This one, I'm kind of chilling. I mean, over 2.5, minus 250. What do you think?
I don't. I would be less confident that this would go over than the girl fight. Carlos Hernandez is pretty durable. You know. Yeah, Carlos Hernandez is pretty durable. A lot of split decisions, you know. Yeah, Tatsuro Tainara took him out. That's right. And Nascimento, remember, dominated him on the ground. Dude, when Nascimento dominated Carlos Hernandez on the ground, that, you know, you had to take something from that. And I saw him just get out smashed. There was a physicality difference to the grappling. So I'm concerned.
Okay. Respect on the Finch man. I always respect the savage takes. Let's keep going. Next fight on the card. Denise Gomes versus Elise Reed. I feel like Denise Gomes, faster, more explosive. I think better with closer range boxing. Reed's got a decent jab on her, but I just don't feel like Elise Reed has the power to keep Gomes off, nor the grappling. Like if they did tie up, I feel like Gomes could hit her with the trip from the body lock, drag her down. Like I feel like out muscling her is a real possibility for Denise Gomes. I'm going to say Gomes KO or decision is the most likely outcome in my thought process here.
I think Denise Gomes is fairly confident pick here, man. You know, there's a physicality difference here too. And Elise Reed's been, you know, pretty 50-50. I think Denise Gomes, probably a decision. Elise Reed is okay, but I could see her getting held on the fence here. I could see her getting put in some bad spots here. You know, I don't really see where she has the finishing potential against Denise here. So, yeah, Gomes' decision seems likely.
Okay. Let's look here, man. Minus 500. What can you really do? What can you really do? You can consider the over, but I think Gomes is still dangerous, so it's like a scary over. Gomes is minus 575. Like, I think she definitely wins, but what can you do? You got to parlay it only with a 3-leg, but this, you know, still, Reed's got a nice jab. She's kind of quick. It's one of those fights, man. It's like, betting wise, it's like Gomes, I think she pulls through, but the odds suck. If it was 2-1, we're having a conversation about a great parlay piece, but I don't know, man. It's a women's fight. I feel good about the pick, but I think Reed's going to make it competitive.
I'm thinking that this goes long. So what would be the over?
Over is right now actually not a bad tag, minus 185.
Yeah, because Elise Reed seems tough enough for me to go over. So, you know, you asked what would the parlay be? It could be an over and then something else instead of that. Money line. So, you know, yeah, I don't like to chase fat ladies money lines. Not that the ladies are fat, the money lines are fat. You guys got that?
It's fat lines, bro. Right. The fat lines.
The ladies are in shape.
The ladies look pretty good. Listen, Elise Reed, underrated too. Like, that's why I'm giving her respect. She's tough.
Sure. Tough enough. That's what I'm saying. Tough enough to make it to a decision with Gomes. Yeah.
I think it's possible. Let's go. Let's keep running up. Next fight on the card, Luana Santos versus Tainara Lisboa. I'm going Lisboa to pull through in this one. I was kind of tossing and turning, man. This fight ended up giving me nightmares after the fact, because if you watch my breakdown, I was like, initially I had a little bit of love for Santos because I'm like, gosh, she's a good prospect. She's pretty good overall. Her speed is there. But then it's like Lisboa's fought good opposition. She's done Muay Thai. She's strong. I don't know, man. Something in my soul was telling me Lisboa pulls through. I don't know. I just felt it, man. I'm like seeing it. You know, as you start breaking fights down and talk, that's something that I always find interesting is on occasion, right? As you start talking about a fight, it almost gives you your answer right in your face. And I feel like that's why I said Lisboa is the true call. So I'm thinking that she finds a way.
That's what happened with Jack Della for sure. Like the first time I ever broke the fight down, I was like Bilal Muhammad, right? He's gonna out wrestle him. But then you watch tape. I watched that Bilal Leon fight again, and I was like, oh my God, Leon reversed him. Leon took his back. I'm like, oh yeah. And then you watch like Jack Della's last couple fights. Look at his Gilbert Burns performance, the stand-ups and whatnot. The boxing you've always known is beautiful, but the wrestling was the concern. So I would need to really deep dive into these ladies to do it. I do think Santos has an edge with the striking. I could see her eking out a decision here, but it's like, Lisboa can be taken down too, which could be a concern.
Respect.
She's on a nice little streak. You're right. Yeah. Not, I'm sure the odds are even.
Let's see now. Bro, I'm not as quick as normal right now, chat. Give me a break. All right? I'm like slow to the odds. Minus one.
Jamie from JRE. Can we get Jamie? Young Jamie.
Bring up the fucking odds. What the hell? I gotta click something. Listen, minus 150 for Santos. So she is a legit favorite to Lisboa at plus 130. Oh, man. I'm thinking Lisboa. I'm feeling it. I feel like she's gonna win. I feel like she finds a way. She's definitely strong. Santos coming up too from flyweight, now fighting at 35, and she fought there before, but missed weighting as Hager. But then she was down to 25, man. Moving up in weight after Casey O'Neill kind of gave her some trouble with the physicality of points. I feel like Lisboa could be good here. A little underrated pick. She's still got a solid resume as like an up-and-comer as far as her UFC fights. When you dig outside, it's a lot of fucking no names for her MMA career, but she got kickboxing skills. She fought Dumont too and shit. She's been in there.
Jessica Rose Clark.
Did she fight Shevchenko in kickboxing? I think.
Jessica Rose Clark. You gotta love her. Okay, Jessica Rose Clark, super cool. Came on the show, hung out with us. Remember she busted out the hammer, right? Fucking really cool girl. But mixed martial arts wise, that win does not mean a whole lot to me for Lisboa. So I'll meditate on it though. I like your take, AJ. Early in Santos.
It was Shevchenko twice that Lisboa fought as a kickboxer. So I feel like her skill set is definitely interesting. And I look forward to seeing more. And hey, if she gets past this prospect here, I mean, she's one of those older prospects at 34. You never know with the women's bantamweight division how far somebody could take it. Let's keep running up. Next fight, we have Connor Matheus versus Yadir DelValle. Finch, the last breakdown I spoke about, DelValle's skill set is there. Like, he definitely has some explosiveness, some power in his hands. He's a good southpaw. He's a dangerous guy. He likes to brawl a bit, gets a little wild at times, but like definitely is willing to sit in there. Matheus, I feel like stand-up is sleek, but not really dangerous. Like, he's not bad. He throws decent straight shots. Matheus, he's got some game to his skill set. He's not a bum. On the ground, he can wrestle a bit. It's just DelValle's is a relentless savage, and Matheus been knocked out twice in the UFC. He was just knocked out recently. You got to think DelValle beats him, but I'm telling you, man, I was looking at DelValle, and I wrote down a red flag that I said I got to make sure I bring up to Finch and see what he thinks. He doesn't really move his head with DelValle. He's very much there to be hit, and I feel like Matheus is not the guy to chin him yet, but if he gets a fucking sick win here, next fight, I don't know. I'm keeping a close eye because I feel like there's a possibility he gets caught for sure.
I think his pressure and his power is really, really bad here for for Connor Matheus. We've seen his chin go already, and DelValle's probably going to move forward and bomb on him a little bit. So I think matchup wise, he's going to hit him here. But yeah, like you can't. How far does that get you without proper head movement? I mean, fair enough. Being a killer, like we've even seen who did Anthony Smith guillotine? Fucking at light heavyweight. We're doing terrible.
Petrino. We're doing a great job. What are you talking? The show's fantastic.
I'm saying with names. Vitor Petrino. Vitor Petrino is like this berserker. He bombs on people. He's explosive. But, it only gets you so far. I see what you mean with DelValle. He's got a lot of room to go, though. How fucking old is DelValle? He's brand new. He's fucking out the womb.
Go Statman Finch on me, bro. If you want it, I got it.
28. He's 28.
He's young.
Plenty of room to grow. That's the type of age where from fight to fight, you go, holy shit, look at that jump. Look at Miller. Look at Miller on the prelims the other night. I mean, she was making big strides in her game. So you could see the same thing happening with DelValle. All of a sudden, having a surge with his skills. I think he's special. I think he gets the knockout.
Okay, respect on the call, bro. DelValle knockout. I'm gonna agree. The same side of history here. I think he runs through Matheus, which is unfortunate, man. Matheus about to be 0-3 at the highest level, probably getting sent out. Used as an opponent here for sure. Minus 430 for DelValle. Matheus was plus 330. DelValle KO plus 285. I mean, you're reaching, but I think DelValle does probably knock him out. You know, it seems likely. Matheus getting KO'd recently. He still went in the third round with Bazooka, but I'm like, does DelValle not have better pressure though? Does he maybe not hit harder? I'm going DelValle to find a way. I think he's definitely dangerous on the offense.
There's speed there too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The danger with Matheus' lack of ability to absorb the danger spells knockout to me.
Agreed. I agree with the Finchmeister, man. We're going DelValle.
Sir.
We're going KO. Good shit, my man. It's so wide odds, which makes it less exciting. But I do think
this
KO
card
could.
wide odds.
I know.
Crazy.
Next fight on the card, we got Jared Gordon versus Thiago Moisés. I tossed and turned on this one a little bit. I sat on it for a bit. I think that Moisés can win. A little younger. I feel like he looked decent against Trey Ogden. Granted, Gordon, his loss to Hakparas aged pretty good because he was in the pocket with him, mixing it up, making it a hard fight. I just think Moisés a little bit more weapons, man. Gordon's good with the hands, got a little leg kicks to his style, but Moisés maybe a little more Muay Thai effectiveness with the stand-up, but also the high-level jiu-jitsu. If it does get to the ground, I'm favoring Moisés when it is on the ground. And I don't think that's out of this world. We've seen, Gordon, usually good takedown defense, but he's been on the ground before. He got submitted by Grant Dawson, who's a beast, but still, I feel like Moisés could have a moment where they grapple. I favor him there. Striking wise, I feel like he's in it for sure, and he's been looking better. They said that he changed up his strength and conditioning protocol, and I feel like that's why he looked better against Trey Ogden, right? It seemed like he's more explosive. So I think he finds a way, Finch. What do you think, my brother?
I think that Trey Ogden performance was super impressive. It was back in 2022. Jared Gordon fought Paddy Pimblett to what looked like might have been a dub for him. And since then, he's been pretty 50-50. Patty's done well. That win
fucking well.
That it wasn't a win. He got the loss, but that performance aged nicely. Thiago Moisés was very impressive against Trey Ogden. I think he could maybe even out kickbox Gordon here. I think, Jared Gordon's he's got a tight style. If he gets in the pocket with you, he could hurt you. He's good in the clinch. Like, he's definitely evolved a little bit in the UFC, and he's good. But Thiago Moisés' striking, I think, is better than ever. I think he's going to be able to kickbox with him fine. And you said, like, if it hits the floor at all, I'm going, heavy advantage to Moisés. And you're talking about even odds on this one as well. I like Thiago Moisés.
Thiago Moisés, I think, is a money call for you and I both, bro. I'm excited. I'm excited that you're on it too, because I was wondering. Because I see like Gordon's, ability to sit in the pocket and mix it up, but I feel like something's telling me Moisés is gonna find a way, man.
It's a stylistic clash. Gordon's gonna come in there with that shield up. And I just don't think Moisés is going to stand right in front of him, man. I think he's going to use his legs. I think he's going to be more of a threat, has more ways to win, and is at a spot in his career where, I think he's about to surge here.
Yeah, I think so too. Minus 112, Moisés. Gordon, minus 108. I mean, over 2.5, minus 330. Gordon and Moisés to go distance, 285. What's Moisés sub? I don't think he gets a sub, but it's never impossible with the high level jits. Plus 650 if he locked up a sub.
Interesting.
It's like if he's really on one though, he locks up a sub. But
Club
I can see Gordon.
Club and sub is, that's not crazy. I think those are wide.
Yeah.
I think club and sub is
like sub, bro. Is that a DJ call calling you? I'd be calling mine.
Folks, we call the show Moneyline. They're so sick of hearing me say this. We call the show Moneyline because I at least personally genuinely believe that your your ability to predict a fight is much stronger when you keep it very simple. Like who's going to win, who's going to lose, right? The only other ones I really like are, does it go long? Does it not? Rarely I'll give out, finishes. And for those of you guys who see my bets in the premium channel, AJ, I give out a wild card. So as a wild card, yeah, maybe. Is that what you mean? DGen?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. When I say DGen, I mean
$10, I'm just going to risk it.
Yeah.
Don't I think some people maybe go in too hard on some of those, and it's a trap. AJ and I interviewed a guy who works for
a book. He was one of the guys.
He's a book. Yeah, we had a bookie on, and he told us the highest percentage hits are on either money lines or just two leg parlays, right? He was saying the all the legs on the parlays is where they eat. So hearing that from him, I think that was valuable.
I feel like when you look at it too, I mean, whenever we do a 2-leg at the end, they're normally pretty fucking money.
They normally is.
Yeah. So it works.
I know. My buddy T laughs because he's like, dude, he's like, the free channel always I drop a lot of times the parlay with you here. Yeah. And it always hits every single time.
Dude, it's a fucking money. We always do it.
Which is cool. I said almost.
We figured that out.
We can't predict the future. Okay.
I mean, listen, I got the
I
can, my brother. Listen, sometimes the only reason it doesn't get called right, I think, is the vision is cloudy, bro. But I believe the vision can be on the money. I think Moisés looks good in this one. I feel good about my pick here. But I do think that Gordon's dangerous for sure. And, he can mix up shots nicely. I like his hands, bro. His boxing's good. In close range, he could crack Moisés and make it a brawl. But I think Moisés will be sharp enough. I feel like he finds a way. When there's a will, there's a way, bro. Give him a chance.
Yeah, if you're coaching Jared Gordon here, it's Cain Velasquez, okay? Fucking come out there, moving your head, make Moisés slip, bang to the body, and then just start coming upstairs. Boom, 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 moving your head, walking him down the entire time, being in nasty shape, ready to go hard rounds, and pushing him back, because anything else, I see him getting pinged.
I think you could get pinged. Make sure you savages smash the damn like button. I just dropped it in the chat too. Go smash the damn likes, man. Smash the likes for the Savage Show. You know what I'm going to call this? Savage Moneyline. This is what happens. A UFC Apex card after a pay-per-view.
Great pay-per-view.
A great pay-per-view. We're riding high on it, man.
Damn, Bilal and JDM fought. That fight came up 5 times now. I'll bring it up a 6th time. I don't care. They fought their asses off, man. That was cool. That's one of those where you just you earn respect for both of them.
No, I completely agree, bro. I think it was a badass fight. And I'm excited for what's next for, honestly, both, I would say. I'm curious because if we can get Bilal and Usman together to fight, that would be perfect world that we would live in.
They got to release the podcast. Isn't there an unreleased podcast?
They have something on.
I think they need to release the podcast. Let us hear what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
You two kids chirping at each other, Yeah, that sounds like a good one for me. Perfect. That's a real beef. That's a real beef. Bilal and Usman.
Real.
That is real.
That's real. That is
100% real, which is
that's as real as it gets, man. But Jones, Cormier, but you could potentially have a historic, intensity, maybe a little slap.
But you know what's funny? It's so real they don't even want to fight. I haven't heard Usman trying to set that fight up. It's so real. They're like, "Fuck you! I'm not doing business with you."
That's crazy, you're right?
There's a bunch of fights where they hyped it up for you guys. What you thought Tito Ortiz had fire on his shorts and Chuck Liddell had ice on his shorts by coincidence? You don't think they ever talked about that shit? And we'll do it like fire and ice. We'll you know what I mean? Come on, they knew what the fuck they were doing. It was fun. You think Ken Shamrock being in the WWE is just random? You don't think Ken Shamrock knew he was building that fight up with Tito the whole time? But they're having fun and they're blurring the line between reality and theater. There's no theater here.
No theater. No, that's the issue.
Usman would slap Bilal at the grocery store. It's on.
I'll be honest. I want to see it. I feel like it'd be a fun build up, and I would prefer the UFC puts that together than anything else. If the Buckley fight happens and Usman, if he loses, it's harder. But if he goes out and he beats Buckley, bro, him and Bilal is a badass fight. I think it's a great fight.
Buckley's a fight. We'll talk about that one another time.
Let's go. Let's keep running up. We got the main card, I'll be honest, man. We're talking about the fight card this weekend. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. We got the main card coming up.
A
little bit. Listen, a little bit. Next fight, main card opener. This is a cool matchup between up-and-coming prospect Matheus Camilo and Gabe Green. Now, Gabe Green coming down to 55 after doing his UFC career 170. I mean, he's been in there with notable guys, Brian Battle, Ian Gary. I just think Camilo has a good prospect skill set. Nova União prospect, solid Muay Thai, some solid grappling. Gabe Green's a tough customer for sure. I mean, he can brawl a bit with the hands, but dropping a 155 in your head, it seems like, it'll be easier. But these guys are faster. These guys are more technically sound, and they still hit hard, man. I'm going to say Camilo as a, I would say, highly touted prospect now after beating the fighter who ran down from the press conference after, asking Dana White, could he fight for the UFC? I feel like he's a sound up-and-comer, and I'll go Camilo to find a way. I think he can pull it off against Green in this one.
Yeah, it's not the easiest UFC debut. I mean, Gabe Green is going to be an enormous lightweight. Enormous. Like, he wasn't a small welterweight. So what's up? Like, there's a lot of questions about Gabe Green, What does he look like at weigh-ins? That's a good question. Here's one. Does he make weight? Right? So if you're going to go bet on this fight, just be aware that there's a lot of shit up in the air, And I'll tell you what, if Gabe Green blows weight, that's a big red flag, I don't see how cutting to lightweight is in the cards for him. So we'll see what he looks like at weigh-ins. On Camilo's side, looks like a talented prospect, power in his shots. He could take you down. He could submit you. I think I'm going to lean Camilo here early. But UFC debuts are infamously tough. And if we're seeing a very intelligent cut to 155 and a great weigh-in where he looks healthy, I think we got a fight here. But AJ, I'm concerned that's not the case.
I don't know with Green dropping a 155. Weird. I agreed with you. Like, he was pretty stocky, jacked, had some good muscle tone on him at 170. So to move up is crazy, bro.
Yeah. So why, I think people move down in weight often thinking they're going to be able to bully people and their physicality. Yeah. Being a weight bully is overrated. It is overrated. I don't know how many people have said that about Islam Makhachev, well, he's able to weight bully. He could wrestle at a very high level. His Darce chokes are world class. When you're talking about fighters moving down in weight, they're faster there. There are X factors that you didn't have to worry about up a weight class, like speed. The lightweight division moves fast, so it's not all advantages going down in weight.
I agree with that. I feel like for him, he's going to be outworked with the speed of somebody like a Camilo, and I feel like he could even lose in the grappling too. I'm going Camilo. He finds a way to win.
Me too.
I feel like a finish is possible, but, I'm not going out chasing it. Last time out, Green, he did get laid out clean. Like that little thing like that, bro. Fuck, I'm trying to rhyme over here. I don't know what I'm doing. I think with Brian Battle, bro, we got starched brutally, And I feel like dropping in weight, I don't know. Something tells me the chin is a little bit of a worry. I feel like the ground skills of Camilo good too. Chance for something on the floor, but straight money line would probably be best bet. You can touch it. Odds wise, it's not crazy. It's minus 230, so potentially like a parlay call. But you're betting on a prospect that won on looking for a fight, but he didn't come from Contender Series. And I don't know. I mean, the guy that he fought was 8-0. It's just, could Gabe Green be the prospect killer? I don't know. I'll say Camilo wins up.
Green was pretty 50-50 in the UFC, and the last two were Ian Machado Gary and Brian Battle. So Ian Gary and Brian Battle, both fantastic after these fights as well. So Gabe Green was fighting excellent competition. That was in 2022 and 2023. He hasn't fought since then. It's now 2025. So there's just there's a lot of X factors here. A lot of questions about where Gabe Green's at. Very curious to find out.
I think we'll see. Weigh-ins will tell us a lot. We're going Camilo to find a way as a prospect on the way up. And he's a slight favorite here. Next fight on the card, we got Julian Erosa versus Melquizio Costa.
Good one.
Go with my guy Costa to find the way, bro. I think his striking skills could actually match up well with Erosa. I think about Erosa and I see his performance against Darren Elkins, and I'm like, no, it's going to trick me. It's going to trick me to picking him. I'm going with Melquizio Costa, who I've picked fair amount recently. Had him against C-Rod. And Julian Erosa, though the hands looked pretty smooth recently, Melky Costa's got a more sharp kickboxing game. He's got more dangerous Muay Thai skills. And I think the way Erosa has the hands low, Costa might be looking at high kicks. We've seen Erosa caught with some bad high kicks before. Not saying Costa's a lock for knockout, but I think that he can beat a Julian Erosa. He could end up putting him to sleep. Or Costa could put some pressure on him. I think hurt him potentially. And even win some of the grappling exchanges. I'm going Melky Costa to win.
Both of them on win streaks. Both of them exciting fighters. Both of them beating C-Rod.
Yeah.
Interesting matchup between the two of them. I have a lean for Costa as well. He's more likely to finish the fight. You know, he might be able to get Erosa out of there. If Erosa wins, it would be more so avoiding danger for 3 rounds, as to where I see Costa more so bringing the danger. And so in a time where we judge based on damage against a guy who's got submissions as well as, you know, head kicks and spinning back fists and whatever he can bring out, Costa is a tough customer. I'll say Costa finds a way to get this thing done.
Hey, bring this guy. He says, these picks look good to me. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. For the Savage show, I'm glad. I'm glad you're still liking the picks on the Savage show.
He meant to say the glasses, but, you know, yeah, the picks are good too. Thank you, Elijah. Appreciate that. You know, I think we're going to double up on Costa here. With that being said, Erosa's a tough customer. Erosa's in this shit. That's a good fight.
Yeah, I agree. Looking at the odds, minus 183, Melky Costa.
Really?
Julian Erosa plus 158. They got Melky as a fave. Yeah, they're thinking that he can pull this one out.
Oh, you just hit me with that.
I feel like
2-1.
Something tells me the younger fighter, the hungrier Costa, even though Erosa's surging, Costa's not putting himself in a gilly, man. That's what it's all about to me. Is Costa's not going to throw himself into a silly submission. What Costa's going to do, I think, is if there is grappling, I think he's going to be able to physically maybe overwhelm Erosa and get to top position. Not saying Erosa wouldn't be active from the bottom, but I think Costa could be the guy that ends up on top winning the battle of positions.
Yeah. And one of the most dangerous things for Julian Erosa is his choke game. And I don't think he's choking Costa. You got a great point there. Yeah. I think Costa's the guy who can get the fight over with. And I've said it a few times now, so let's just say I do think this fight ends inside distance at first glance anyway.
Okay. Finish for Costa. I feel like it's violence. The way Julian Erosa likes to fight is he likes violence. He wants to close the gap and he wants to throw multi-shot combinations. And you know what? If you're going to then shoot on him, he's going to threaten with submissions too. So I feel like in more of a high-paced fight, the thing with Costa is he'll make him respect the stand-up a bit more. Could potentially push him back. So I feel like Costa pulls through. I like the Costa pick for us both, dude.
Good fight. I like the matchup a lot. Yeah, I think they're gonna have some fireworks in there. Potential fight of the night type shit. Costa's 28. Julian Erosa's 35. I think Costa's on the way up.
Let's go. Next fight. Nursultan Ruziboev versus Dustin Stoltzfus. I'm going Nursultan Ruziboev to win this fight, my man.
I'm shocked.
Stoltzfus has looked pretty good as of late. He's got the takedowns that he showcased recently. He's got a bit of ground and pound. He fucked Burial up bad. He got on top. Burial made a mistake, though, and gave up bottom position. And then on the feet, he won the brawl. At times, Stoltzfus gets a little wild for me. And I think Ruziboev is clean, tactical, slick, explosive. I'll be honest, man. I like Ruziboev's stand-up game, that sniper style. It's about, can Stoltzfus hit him with the takedown? I feel like at 85, Ruziboev's takedown defense is better. And I think that going to 170 is kind of insane. Like the fact that he was even able to get to that weight class at 6'5" is kind of crazy as hell. I feel like he'll find more success at 85. I think good enough to beat a Stoltzfus here, maybe knock him out. What do you think, Finch?
Yeah, I think so too. I think his speed is going to be special here. I think Stoltzfus, has shown his level more in the UFC as to where I don't think we've seen the best out of Ruziboev yet. We've seen Stoltzfus lose when he fights good competition. When he fights, let's even say very good competition, GM3 level competition. That's who Stoltzfus loses to. When Stoltzfus fights a Ruziboev, I think he's getting slept or even club and subbed.
Ruziboev's ground skills are legit. He's got a lot of submission wins. I feel like Stoltzfus, he's riding that win over Burial, which is aged well, right?
Hell
but
yeah.
even when I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, but Stoltzfus does brawl when he gets on the inside.
But who's the loss for Ruziboev? It's Joaquin Buckley. Did that age well? Joaquin Buckley's fantastic. Joaquin Buckley's a favorite against Usman right now. As to where Stoltzfus, run through the fucking losses. I got to talk about A-Bus. I got to talk about, there's been a few losses to those guys who aren't championship level, but aren't gatekeepers either, somewhere in there. And I think Ruziboev is heading to that area.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think Ruziboev's skills are good. Thank you for the $20, Tyler Durden. He says, Finchy, 234 USD on your 5, cash me over 1,800. I profited 3.6K betting around $2,000 total. I mostly do my own research. Love you both. Let's fucking go. Shout out to you, Tyler.
Shout out Tyler Durden. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go. Cash me over 1,800. Let's go, man. US dollars. I always assume when people say USD, you from across the pond. Where you at? Awesome. Tyler Durden profited 3.6K. Well,
shout out.
Now you got some fun money, dude. You have a great fucking weekend, okay? You enjoy yourself. Fucking awesome. Yeah, the surprise last week was Bo Nickel. Besides that, the most confident swept, and I got to look at it for this week. So I wonder if he's talking premium channel or if he's talking my bet shows. After weigh-ins, guys, I always do another one because like AJ and I just said, like if Gabe Green shows up fucking looking terrible, you do a weigh-in recap show too. Those are really valuable too.
I agree.
So it's not like I don't place bets early in the week. I do generally tonight. And this show helps going through it. They always say like you learn when you teach, right? So 100% talking to AJ about fights gets my gears turning too. But there's something about post weigh-in. So I wonder where you saw that. Tyler Durden. Either way, congrats, because both the parlays I dropped hit. Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Listen, bro. I'm feeling like Ruziboev, the money line is what you'd expect for the fight. You'd think that it's a bit on the wider side. Minus 281. Stoltzfus is plus 241. I feel like Nisultan Ruziboev by KO is the savage side. By KO is the side of savagery, okay? Minus 135, bro. There's really nothing there. Right? If it was plus 135, I would have said let's
go. Listen, red flag internet. That's not worth it. Fucking, you're gonna give me minus 135 for KO? No way. No way.
No fucking respect with that. To me, when I see minus 135 for KO, I'm disappointed immediately. Because the KO is like, I think high likely
was plus 650 or some shit, and you're gonna give me, you're not even gonna give me some dog odds for fucking.
At least give me plus 115.
Man,
I'll take plus 115, bro.
The bookie said Stoltzfus has no chin. That's what they're saying.
I think he got a little something, but I feel like Ruziboev is too good, too clean, man. Ruziboev's nasty. I'm a Ruziboev fan. I like the way that he strikes, man. That style,
too.
It's nasty, man. Yeah,
I'm not even saying Ruziboev doesn't KO him. I'm just saying the odds aren't sweet. We got Ruziboev. I think we're pretty confident.
Yeah. Next fight on the card: Sodiq Yusuff versus Mairon Santos. This fight, things get very interesting right here. All right. Mairon Santos, last time out, he fought Francis Marshall. And Mike Finch, I have Marshall. I thought he won the fight. And looking back at it, I felt like, he still kind of outworked him. But I tried to take away more of the striking looking at it last time because the Sodiq Yusuff fight. Yusuff doesn't really bring the wrestling threat. Yusuff is not to the same degree capable of getting this fight to the mat as Santos is. Or excuse me, as I'm losing myself here.
Mairon Santos. Yeah, you got it.
The last opponent, I'm about to call him Clayton Carpenter. I don't want to do it to myself. Francis Marshall, man. Francis Marshall's better at wrestling than Sodiq Yusuff. I feel like in a striking fight, Santos is tactical, man. He's got clean kickboxing skills. I feel like he's sharp. Yusuff got a bit of power, but if he's a little stiffer, I'm saying Santos finds a way to win a decision here. Could even land some bombs. What do you think?
I wasn't that impressed by him, man. I wasn't that impressed by Mairon Santos.
What about the fighter?
Impressed by your performance.
Okay.
You know, I don't know, man. My TV is always trying to play me that fight on the Ultimate Fighter. It's always trying to play me like every time I'm done watching anything on ESPN Plus, it immediately takes me to Mairon Santos fighting on the Ultimate Fighter. Like how many times? Like stop, I'm done. You know, I'll be on my phone or I look up, he's fucking fighting. I'm gonna go Sodiq Yusuff, bro. I think Sodiq Yusuff's experience in the UFC is key here. He lost to Edson Barbosa and Diego Lopez. You know, those are, you know, high level guys. He's better than an Alex Caceres. You know, he's better than an Andre Fili, etc. His UFC experience speaks for itself. He's only 31 years old. I think, you know, Mairon Santos, too young in the game right now. And he's quick. I don't know. He's technically sound, I guess. I think Sodiq Yusuff is going to crack him and you know, just I don't think Mairon Santos is ready yet.
Okay, respect. Odds for the fight. Santos is a slight favorite here at -130. Yusuff a +110 dog. Finch, I don't know if that's something you're interested in. You're picking the side. You going Savage dog?
I mean, when I bet against AJ, it makes me sweat, bro. You're gonna give me nightmares and shit. I'm gonna be
well. What I'll tell you, if you're thinking about betting the dog side here, I understand the point. I understand what you're seeing. My thought process was this though: Yusuff got chinned bad by Diego Lopez. He did do damage early to Edson Barboza, but definitely a well-aged Edson Barboza, who then he ended up losing a decision to. I guess it's also a little bit of belief in the potential of Santos, man. And I like the stand-up. I like the technicality. But I agree, man. It's a big jump. Like, my thought process when I saw this fight, I was like, damn, like, they're really giving him a hard matchup. Like, this is not an easy third UFC fight. Yusuff has been around for a while, and he's got wins. But I think Santos could find a way to win, man. I feel like he could end up pulling through in a competitive kickboxing fight.
Yeah, and I think Sodiq will oblige in that kickboxing fight a little bit. But I think he's a man against a boy here. Santos is 24 years old. Not everybody's ready at 24. I don't think he is. So interesting one. I like the fight. I bet we're in for a good one. But, you know, with one UFC win against Francis Marshall, who's what, 1-4 in the UFC? Something like that. I think he's in trouble.
Finch, you know what I need right now, bro? I need to go grab a fucking water. My mouth is killing me. It's dry as hell, bro. I'm sitting here and I'm like, yo, you mind?
Of course. Ready, set, go. All right, guys. I have taken over the show. AJ is gone because he has cotton mouth. You guys think that's CBD he's pulling on? Am I not supposed to say that? Yeah, it's CBD, YouTube. It was only CBD, YouTube. That's all AJ was partaking in over there. Whatever we need to say, man. Listen, folks. We're going to hold it down while AJ's gone. What say you, chat? The Mike Finn Show. Yeah. Welcome to the Mike Finn Show. All right. Should I just do a fucking plug right now for my own show? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Just hype it up the whole time? I will be coming with the 5 most confident picks right after this. Yeah, I think we got some good ones on this card. Just talking to AJ, that's really where I define which ones are the most confident too. It becomes very obvious. And I was a bit concerned because some of the odds on this card are not so sweet. But actually take that back. Digging into a couple of these, there's some nice bets here, man. Moisés, Costa, Ruziboev. What do I think? Thiago Moisés is crispy. Costa's in a fucking fight there, man. Costa's my biggest concern in those 3, but that's not crazy. Cottonmouth the worst, bro. AJ's a professional. AJ's a professional. I know it's not a joke. I know. Round 2 KO Ruziboev, maybe. Ruziboev's just faster and dangerous, and it's not like it's a cakewalk getting him to the ground. You know, he could sub you too, he could choke you too. I think that's a pretty good pick there. But chasing that, when AJ said it wasn't plus money for KO, never do you chase that. What up, AJ? This is wet mouth AJ. This is AJ.
So much better.
Oh, let's
So
go.
much
You
better.
sound good, buddy.
I can flow. I'm telling you, bro. I lucked out. There was a bag of tea right on the counter. I had nice hot water. Boom, real quick. I have it in the jug. I'm good to go, man. I'm living lavishly with this tea now.
Hey, I destroyed this Gatorade, so I got nothing else.
You're a savage.
But I'm Gucci.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, thank you, Wise. Vera or Batista, AJ?
You asking me to pick? Give me motherfucking Batista, bro. He outworks Cheeto Vera.
It's a tough one for me, man. Honestly, Wise, it's a tough one. That's the best response I got for you. But thank you for the $2. Appreciate it. Actually, AJ is a lightweight.
Oh.
Nah, AJ got that. You know, I'm in California.
Man.
You would think we got the better bud out here in California, but actually, AJ's got a hold of some good shit, I think.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. It's not even the fucking hit. It's the fact that I was coughing, man. You know, when you cough, it's just, it hits different. I'm like, you know,
oh, yeah,
it
goes right to the head. I think
right
when
to
I
the
cough, it goes right to the fucking head.
Dude, it's crazy. This crazy sensation. I don't know what that is, but
high, you know, we feel the head. You guys know Doja Cat? High. That's right. We out there banging on the beach. That's exactly what she's talking about, dude. Head high. It's
holy shit.
You cough. It's like after ripping a bong. After ripping a bong and then you fucking cough hard. My head feels like it's like right up here, you know?
The CBD line, let me tell you, Finch, that exact experience.
Yeah.
Cone head feeling. I know you're
right here.
Yeah.
That's you right now?
Well, I mean, I'm feeling better now, but when you talking about, we'll rewind it 10, 15 minutes ago when I'm leaning back. It's a little better now. Now I'm chilling, man. I'm trying.
AJ was lean back into that seat a little bit, you know. I'd be talking sometimes. I'm like, AJ ain't listening to a goddamn thing I'm saying.
I'm like, man, because I don't know. I see how Joey Diaz fell asleep though. Right at that point, you're going out.
If you fall asleep on this show, we're doing an intervention in Florida. Okay, I'm gonna sit down. It's gonna be me. Your parents are gonna be there.
Oh my
we're gonna sit down with you. I'm gonna get your brother. We're all gonna sit down. We're gonna be like, AJ, here's the clip. Right, we'll play the clip of you just knocked out. I'm like, AJ, what's the pick? Santos or Yusuff? AJ. You know, and we'll play the clip, and we're gonna have to have that, you know, Christopher Sopranos type sit down, you know.
Yeah. Listen, it's the CBD line, bro. It makes you sleepy sometimes, man. The CBD does it.
Gonna end up fighting me. Nah, bro. It was good. I think the folks are entertained. Yusuff and Santos were on opposite sides again. AJ and I in the red and the blue corner a couple times on this one, but that's all right.
Listen, you know what? It's gonna make me think. Okay.
You're gonna make me think too.
Yeah, I know. That's what it does. You know, it's like it doesn't. You know what it does? It makes you double take. Like, all right, this is one to look at. I feel like
look at that little baby.
It's the Santos what if, man. What?
Santos looks like he's in high school.
I'm thinking he's got a baby face, though. I'll tell you straight. He looks young.
I guess at 24 you could be a beast too. John Jones at 24 was a fucking problem.
I guess I'll think of it like this: that fight against Marshall, I feel like Marshall's pretty solid. Yusuff, of course, dangerous. But if Santos really has this, I don't know, he's got this, like, you know, essence of like, oh, this guy's got some ability on the feet for sure. Could it just be the hype because the flair of, like, you know, the Brazilian striking style? Maybe. Or is he actually pretty nice? We really find out Saturday, because this is one of those like massive jumps in competition. You're looking at prospects, man. Even look at Peyton Talbot. He fought Heine Barcelos. I feel like Sodiq Yusuff is, I would just say arguably it would be like for Santos, a bigger jump than that. A good amount big. They throwing him right away to a guy that's fought in a main event before, that's been in there with Arnold Allen. It's a hard fight. I asked myself this question, and I'm curious, what's your thoughts on it? Is it because they're like, yo, this kid's really that good, like he'll take this fight? Or is it, we need the money, we'll do it. UFC's like, let's test you. We want to find out.
I don't know. I think they have some faith in him. You know, when the UFC's in general, they're trying to make matchups that make our job hard. I mean, I think it's way easier to sit around and, you know, pick other combat sports because and the odds would probably reflect that. You know, I think the UFC has some of the closest odds because a lot of fights are up in the air. So no, they make it interesting for sure. So, you know, and I think this reflects that the odds aren't crazy. So they're making matchups that are compelling. You just got to find out where that skill set's at. It's not like Mairon Santos, like with John Jones. He was just, the athleticism was way over. He could out wrestle. He could grab all these men and make them look like boys. That's not the thing I'm seeing here. I'm seeing Sodiq Yusuff cracking this kid and making him work and showing his experience. And, you know, I think 24 is not enough yet for Mr. Santos.
Let's keep on cooking. Let's keep on moving. Next fight on the card. Paul Craig, Adolfo Bellato in the co-main event. My man, when I see this fight, I say, I'm going to go Bellato, but how far gone is Craig? I don't know. He dropped down to 185. Won 1, lost 3, and he's down 3 straight. But Nico was out kickboxing him. On the side of Bellato, though, he's a brawler coming off the draw with Jimmy Crute, but he definitely showed some crazy toughness after getting fucked up in the first.
He did.
Go Bellato. I think he can outdog Craig, but the odds being as wide as they are is crazy. It's like baiting you into, fuck you, bro, I'm going Craig. But I feel like Bellato could end up hurting him. I feel like Bellato could definitely rip him with some power shots, but I really don't I don't know. I'm surprised by the odds. They don't really make sense. I'm seeing Bellato as, you know, a favorite, but not like a huge favorite.
Bellato should blast him on the feet. I think Bellato should be a lot better than him on the feet. I thought Bellato would be better than Jimmy Crute on the feet, but the reason why I picked Jimmy Crute was because the holes in Bellato's grappling. He even showed against Ihor Potieria, like the way, I think it was the way he got up. Right, this is an old tape study I'm thinking about for that Ihor Potieria fight, but the way he got up in it, he just doesn't look very technically sound on the ground, and so you could see a Paul Craig slapping a triangle on him. Like you could see a Paul Craig jumping the gilly and making it work here. Bellato is, his fight IQ on the ground looks bad to me. With that being said, Paul Craig on the feet is Bambi on ice, bro. I just feel like he could get knocked out any moment, you know? I feel like because the fight starts on the feet, I gotta lean Bellato. But if you even just put Bellato in Paul Craig's guard, I think Paul Craig could triangle his ass. So, you know, can you tell I'm not betting on this one?
I can tell for sure. I get it. On the ground, Bellato, could he get caught in some weird? I don't know, man. That big Brazilian fucking head, I don't think he's getting locked up into something. I feel like on the ground, I feel like you can out-muscle Craig, but stay safe. But I don't know if it's going to be too much grappling. I feel like Bellato will want to strike. And I feel like he could land some power shots in boxing range. I think Craig gets hurt with a power shot of some kind. I think Craig goes down. I think Bellato finishes him. Big punches. I feel like Bellato's like a physical specimen. You can look. Bro, look at the fight, though, with Jimmy Crute. He pulled Jimmy Crute on top of him. He fumbled the bag looking for that body lock trip. And he ends up pulling Crute on top of getting fucked up bad. If that doesn't happen, who knows? Like, I feel like Bellato could be better than we're thinking because he had some, you know, dangerous moments early with Jimmy Crute. And he still was able to come back and get the draw, winning the second and third. So I'm going to say Bellato, man. I think he's going to look clean. I think he knocks Craig out. But I understand the concern. You know, the Jimmy Crute fight's a draw, and he did get beat up a bit on the mat.
There's a lack of security in betting on Bellato, right? The problem with betting on Bellato is, even if it's going perfect for him and he drops Paul Craig, I don't know that he has the fight IQ to not follow up with punches. And I certainly don't believe he has the jiu-jitsu to not get triangled by Paul Craig. So it could be one of those goofy fights where, you know, the guy who's vastly better at striking and maybe even wrestling, although I don't think that's the case here, is the one who puts himself in a bad position just for a moment and loses. You know, Bellato could be dominating this fight and lose to Paul Craig. So those are my red flags. My pick, Bellato.
Bellato. He'll be the pick.
Tyler Durden with $20. Finchy, I've been putting at least 100 on your 5 most confident every card for a decent chunk of time. Straight money line. AJ's new nickname is Chat CBD. What's
like GPT? I'm Chat CBD. That's
Chat
funny
CBD.
as fuck.
I like it.
That's good.
But he's not like Lex Friedman, you know. He's not like Mark Zuckerberg, like a robot, you know. We know
I'm
AJ
more fair than that.
Yeah, AJ's got more style, man. What's better than MMA? I had 400 on Jack Della Maddalena. Watching him rise to the moment was sick as fuck. It was, man. Watching Jack Della Maddalena rise up to the fucking moment was a shock to the entire UFC. I feel like the game needed this. I feel like, it's been a little that
Dry.
the UFC is not in an obvious prime right now, right? It's not in its obvious prime. There was something majestic about the Khabib McGregor and, et cetera, et cetera. You could actually go through all types of moments in the UFC. When Brock Lesnar was in, it just felt different. When, you could name a ton of different moments. But right now, this was a big jolt, right? To the welterweight division, and apparently even the lightweight division and the featherweight division, since the champs are all trying to fight each other. It really kind of it mixed up the dice before putting them back out. It shuffled the deck. Maybe that's better. It was very key. So it was sick as fuck. Thank you, Tyler.
Shout out to him, man. I gotta say, bro, I feel like I'm becoming a bit of a T man. I'm like, it's good for the vocals, man. When you're on the stream, mouth is.
That's how the singers do it. So my wife and I met doing musical theater, and so that's what they do. They do the T in the back, and then you hit the fucking high note.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to know, man. Just in case I got musical experts when we sing the parlay song, we gotta be on point, man.
We gotta record it. We gotta get you out here. We gotta fucking record it.
Parlay. Listen, bro. It's gonna be a hit single. Potentially gets on fucking Apple Music or something. I don't know.
I feel like anytime somebody hits the parlay, they're gonna throw on the parlay time. I'll write some bars for it. We'll celebrate winning a parlay.
I like that shit. Yeah.
I feel like we got to make it happen for the folks. We both got Bellato knockout.
Did I read the odds? They're wide as hell. Minus 550 Bellato. So you got to touch KO if you want to go Bellato. It's minus 160. What fun do we got happening?
550.
No, minus 160 for the KO or the money line.
What's money line?
Money line is minus fucking 550, bro. I know it doesn't really make much sense to see it that wide, but no, he's minus 550, brother.
Damn, they don't love Paul Craig at all. Do they know that Paul Craig submitted the champion of the weight class? Are people aware of this? He submitted the fucking 205 pound. What am I saying? Champion.
Right.
He submitted Jamal Hill, broke his fucking arm, submitted Ankalaev. Like, this dude can win, even when he's getting beaten up. Again, that's what I'm saying, right? It's like Bellato could whoop his ass and then tap.
Bellato could whoop his ass, then tap. He's Brazilian, bro. He ain't getting tapped in this one. I think he finds a way. We'll go Bellato. We'll go W. Next fight brings us to our main event of the evening. If you guys are watching, you haven't yet, make sure you hit the likes. If you're new, subscribe. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark of the money line. We're going an extra long money line savage show today.
This was the show you guys needed more of. Extra tangents, extra baked.
I feel like for this card here, the people wanted it. It had to happen, man. We needed it.
We needed it. Okay.
We needed it.
AJ and I needed it to get through this thing. Not even that bad of a card.
It has some fun though, Listen, it was a good time. Let's get to the main event. Let's talk. We got Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. So my pick in this fight, it's going to be Morales. I think that he might be able to knock Burns out. I like Morales' hands. I think the dude has power for sure. I think he's got good punch combinations. I feel like he's definitely a good prospect. He's an Ecuadorian wrestling base. He's at Entrom Gym. There's a lot to like, man. And on the opposite side, Gilbert Burns, 3 fights down. Respect on the Jack Della fight, but lost to Sean Brady after. I don't know if he's standing for 5 rounds with Morales. And then I'm thinking of Morales' grappling defense. I think the hips will be there. I think he'll be in more of a striking fight with Burns, and I think he'll end up knocking him out. I feel like Morales lives up to some hype and pulls off a massive win. What do you think?
It's a cool fight. Gilbert Burns is a lot better at submission grappling. So when Gilbert Burns gets to his spots, he's going to be a threat. He can potentially choke Morales. He could potentially TKO him from a top position. He has some ways to win the fight. I mean, Gilbert Burns is the grappling coach over at in Florida. Jesus Christ.
Gilbert Burns is at ATT.
ATT. Jesus Christ.
Or is it Kill Cliff FC? What am I saying?
They're at Kill Cliff now.
It's Kill Cliff, right?
Yeah. They switched to Kill Cliff. It was a long time ago.
It was Sanford MMA back in the day.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I knew it was in Florida. AJ, it's your fucking state, dude. I can't throw that one to you. AJ, I can't throw that one to the Florida man. Come on.
Listen, I blame the CBD Lionfish. Normally I'm fucking on it in a second.
Chat CBD. But Michael Morales is such a dangerous striker. He's such a fucking prospect. His wrestling looks real good. You know, the thing we saw like unfold with Peyton Talbot is all of a sudden he was getting out wrestled. So we got to see, you know, I think we're about to find some things out about Morales for sure here. I think Gilbert Burns, you know, most likely brings him a fight. Like most likely takes his back at some point in this fight, like brings him a fight. You know, you're going to judge Gilbert Burns off of some losses to the best fighters in the world. Jack Della Maddalena is the fucking champion, you know, and Gilbert Burns had him down, had his back for a moment, like was threatening in that fight. I could imagine him being a real threat here. I think this is a fucking fight. I saw the odds, it made me want to puke, bro. I'm like, you know what? Slight lean Morales. I think he gets it done on the feet and with the anti-wrestling. And because it's 5 rounds, I think we could see Gilbert Burns start to show his age. Then I see he's like an 8-1. What are the fucking odds?
Wide, man. Morales is minus 820. Minus 820, bro.
If this was a grappling match, you guys realize Gilbert Burns would be the favorite, right? It's like Gilbert Burns has ways to win this fight. The fact that the odds are so wide it's bizarre, and I feel like people think Gilbert Burns is done or something. I don't think he thinks he's done, guys.
I think somebody knows he's done, though.
Michael Morales?
I mean, I don't know. The odds are wide, man. Morales looking like a good prospect.
Was that some Vegas is rigged shit? What the fuck was that? What did that mean?
I'm not saying Vegas is rigged.
What did that mean?
I'm just saying.
I think somebody knows he's done.
Somebody knows.
What, somebody paid him? What the fuck are you saying, bro?
No, I'll tell you what it is. What you want me to explain it? You're killing me. I'm saying somebody in the camp, there's a connection with these guys making lines. Somebody's got to have an eye. These guys making lines, you think they don't get a little, you know, info on the inside of something that we don't know? Maybe there's something going on that they found out. We've seen it. It happens. I don't know. I'm going to say Morales knocks him out. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, or maybe it's true.
A bookie has his eye on the camp? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. I'm not saying for sure, but maybe, man. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying maybe. I'm just saying it could be. Vegas is a big money place, you know, and I'm sure that somebody couldn't report some details on a big fight. And I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but
Sure. Well, I don't know if this is a big fight, first of all, but sure.
Main event still.
Sure.
Still money on the line.
I mean, people are going to bet a lot more on the next Cubs game or something, but yeah, sure. So I don't even give, you said Vegas very generally, that much credit. Like we've, you know, all respect to the bookie we interviewed, but like he's doing that type of research. I feel like they're like, you know, Gilbert Burns is old. Michael Morales is surging. This matchup's supposed to be the surging guy beating the aging guy. Let's price it out because people are going to bet on Michael Morales. I think it was more like that. Like I would give less credit to the preparation of these lines and these bookies. And I think that the work that you and I do by watching fights back and whatnot, that's where we get our edge. I think me and you get the edge of we're able to, when Sunday comes around, right? I'm on the couch watching fist fights the entire day. You know, that gives us an edge that I think that they're not even putting in the effort for. That'd be my hunch of why the odds are so wide. That's my hunch.
So this is a good truth. So the line was initially minus 500. So of course, big bettors moving the line with a lot of capital down from inside of a possibility. But even seeing 5-1 though between the two is a bit wider than you think. You think it'd be minus 300. Thank you, Paku, for savage comment, my friend.
minus 300 would be a little more reasonable, even 2-1.
would be
Yeah,
great.
Paco's a fucking genius, of course.
He's a genius. man.
Yeah. Well, hey, I just wanted to get AJ's got the sometimes AJ puts the AJ's skeptical of Vegas, and maybe for good reason, dude.
Maybe but I never say absolutely. I always
course.
go somewhere like it's possible. You never know.
Of course.
Yeah.
And they should be criticized, and there should be some skepticism, of course. Absolutely. But you know, I think incompetence is also likely.
That's fair. I just think the odds at 5-1 is wide, man. Really, maybe we're just hoping for better value, but it's not gonna happen. It's minus 830.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I
should win.
Fight being 5 rounds is interesting too. You can imagine the aging fighter maybe not doing as well with 5 rounds. I think me and you are on the same pick here, but you were shocked by the odds too, eh?
Yeah. I was like, all right, Morales, you expect him to be the favorite, but I saw it a while ago it was going to be 4-1. I said, damn.
That's what I said when we first were getting on the show. I'm like, the odds on some of these. This is what I was talking about.
No, it's wide, man. It's minus 130 for Morales by knockout. If you think he can sleep Burns, which, it's a tall task, but I do think he's got the hand speed to do it. I'm impressed by Michael Morales, I'd say. Relatively speaking, I'm impressed. I feel like he's definitely got some skills to take it far. And I don't know, he could be getting better each and every time. And even when you look at the earlier fights in UFC, he knocked out Trevin Giles, and then recent fight fucked up Neil Magny. I think he finishes Burns, dude.
Knockout?
I think knockout, yeah.
On the feet. I don't know when, but I do think he could finish Gilbert Burns. I wouldn't be surprised if they make it to the fucking 5th round and this is a good fight. That wouldn't be shocking at all. And I like some of the experience that Michael Morales has already had. Max Payne Griffin, Jake Matthews, Neil Magny. Those are, he's coming to his own. He's been very impressive in those. It's been a lot of one-sided ass whoopings. His striking looks great. His wrestling is powerful. But you look at who Gilbert Burns has been losing to. It's been Bilal Muhammad, Jack Della Maddalena, and Sean Brady. Those are very, very tip top of the division, right? Those are all 3 of those. I think you could put in the top 5. I think all 3 of those. One's the champ. One just was the champ. And Sean Brady is real fucking good. So I think we could be in for a fucking Gilbert Burns upset here too. So this might not even make the most confident picks, and it's 8-1. How crazy is that?
I mean, the odds are shit. But yeah, Morales should pull through. Hands should look fast. I think the danger threat is real with them. And I feel like Burns is towards that final moment of his career. Like, he's down 3 in a row. He's 38 now.
Yeah.
I feel like Morales has too much upside to overlook. So I think Morales with the fast hands handles business too.
What a fucking moment for Morales, AJ. I mean, if Morales gets this finish here, if he's able to spark Gilbert Burns, he's right in the fucking mix.
Right in the fire. And I think he will. Chat too, if you're enjoying the side stream, make sure you guys hit the likes, man. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. I want to gain 1 more subscriber during this. We're at 47,714. I'm setting a simple goal. I'm a simple man. We got 1 more sub that we need to get 47,715. I feel like I like the number, it's got a good flair to it. So hit that damn subscribe
like a phone
button
number, bro.
It is. Listen, make it cool.
I think
that 1-800 subscribe.
Let's go.
I think that parlay time is going to be interesting. Do you have a thought in your head already? Or are we going savage mode right now?
I get a 10-second break and I fucking make it happen. Should I look right now? Ooh.
I'm about to play the little run through.
Run it.
Parlay time song and jingle incoming finish. I'll give you whenever you're ready. You tell me.
I'm ready.
You ready to rock? Let's do this shit.
All the competition that try to compete, stand back, watch the bomb drop.
Parlay time. Open up your wallets and let's bet on some fist fights.
Yeah. Parlay time. I got Ruziboev. I think he's going to score that knockout Saturday night. Yeah. Give me Ruziboev first leg.
Whoa. The certified gangster Ruziboev call, which I like, man. And I'll be honest. You took
was
a
yours?
very bad action. I was going that direction. But to keep it real, you're asking me right now what I really think is gonna happen.
I really am asking you, if
No.
you're throwing a parlay together, knowing it's Ruziboev, how do you make that parlay hit?
I think I have to go with my initial instincts, bro. I don't want to fade initial instincts. I said Melky Costa. Give me him back to back. I think he wins. I'm nervous about it a little bit on a Monday because it's not plus now. It's minus 170. No, is it minus 150?
The parlay.
What is it? The parlay?
We got Costa. I'm trying to do it right now. And we got Ruziboev. Ruziboev, I'm seeing minus 281.
It's plus.
And where's Costa? Where are you hiding, Costa? Here you are. And then Costa, plus 110. Plus 110 parlay. Ruziboev and Costa, plus 110 parlay for y'all. You're welcome.
Let's go. Tyler Durden, we thank you for the 20. Islam or JDM and how? I think Islam hits the sub. Below didn't shoot it all in the first and let JDM get way too comfy. I already put 250 on Melk Ruzi parlay. That's savage. You already put 250 down, you animal. I like the parlay. Islam or JDM and how? Early lean.
How dare he? But $20. I might have to give you an assessment. Go ahead. You go. AJ gonna pick it outright. You guys ready for this?
Listen. Jack Della Maddalena is an extremely talented guy that was able to beat Bilal. On the opposite side, you got Islam Makhachev, who's on fire right now. And I feel like extremely well-versed to deal with Jack Della if he can tie up a bit, potentially drag it to the ground. Because Islam Makhachev's got a lot better submission game than a Bilal. I think he's better at control on the ground than Bilal. The argument is he going to, the guys are 170. Are they going to be too big? I feel like Islam fills out and looks on par or close to what Jack Della's bringing in. But I feel like Jack Della definitely has the boxing advantage. And we've seen Islam slept once before. So I'd be clenching my fucking pearls over here with this one. I'm not giving you an official pick off the top of my dome because I'm thinking about it on both sides. Dude, giving a pick right now for me, I feel like I might flip it. I don't want to give you something in that,
Yeah. Sorry, Tyler, you're getting a breakdown for me too. But I'll definitely give you this. Craig Jones made Just Stand Up. Craig Jones was able to help Alex Volkanovski and now Jack Della Maddalena, and I think that influence is real. I do think he figured out some key pieces of control on how the Dagestanis use one hook and the far side ride, how they have a couple positions that they've really been able to make work. Craig said it himself. He's like, it's a lot easier to solve than like the leg locks in jiu-jitsu or whatever Craig compared it to in the jiu-jitsu world. It's a very straightforward and consistent system what they're using, and I tend to agree with that because I saw a instructional a long time ago from Khabib where he was talking about how American wrestlers transition too much, now they hold position, and I've been able to take things from that and teach it, and I seem to have a decent grasp at least recognizing the positions they're getting to, the Dagestani handcuff, et cetera, et cetera. The way they tie up the legs on the fence. If you're pulling somebody's hips out from the fence, you use your legs. Khabib says, ride like horse when you're in mount. Like you ride a horse. You don't sit on it like AJ and I are sitting on our chairs right now. You use your legs, you squeeze, and that allows you to come up and punch. Things like this, I do think I have an understanding of. And so when I'm seeing Jack Della Maddalena negate those things, like when I see him just get right up underneath Bilal, who's trained with Islam, and get right up underneath Gilbert Burns, who's a world-class grappler, I do think Jack Della's stand-ups are a huge problem for Islam Makhachev. His takedown defense looked better than ever. Do I think Islam will shoot a lot? We don't see him shoot a ton, guys. He more so likes to tie up. Like, I think people take Islam and Khabib and they kind of mash them together. You really have to look at them as individuals. The amount of attempted takedowns from Islam is not that high. So it has to be the control side, AJ. And I think he spends a lot of time with Jack on the feet. Jack's, I said, either the best or second best boxer in the UFC. And Islam's up in weight for the first time. Did that not just sound like a Jack Della Maddalena pick?
Oh, shit.
I got to do my ayahuasca first, okay? Let me sit on this one. But
he's not really doing ayahuasca, guys. He's joking around.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
that is true. Although I do know, well, I won't say who did ayahuasca. It's not AJ.
No, I'll be saying I don't know where I'll go on that.
Previous guest on our show did an ayahuasca trip, but before I blurt that out, I'll keep that between us. Wise with the dono. Whitaker versus DeRitter. Oh shit, it's a good fight. Rob Whitaker versus Rainer DeRitter. AJ, how dare they? Rainer DeRitter called out Sean Strickland. I wanted to see it. Is it not more fun to have Rainer DeRitter versus Kaio? Rainer DeRitter versus Hamzat is what I really want to see. Instead, they're going to give us Rob Whitaker. I don't want to see these guys lose.
I get what you're saying, right? Seeing DeRitter and Strickland would have been cool, and I feel like a little bit of the back and forth. Yeah,
fuck yeah.
This one, it's like you're killing a guy that's, I don't know, one of the good guys. You know how people like have the fighters that are the bad guys and the good guys type shit. Yes. I feel like they're both two of the good guys in the game right now. But somebody's got to get knocked the fuck out, I guess.
Talk shit. Yes, of course. It would be awesome. I feel like they would make Rainier DeRitter a bigger star by giving him Sean Strickland, Hamzat, and then the Kaio one. It's more so personally. I just want to see them hit the ground, dude. Him and Bo was fun on the ground. I'm like, all right, he won. He was better than Bo on the ground by a decent amount in the submission grappling department. Yeah. But okay, him and Kaio now. That's a fight.
That's a fight and a half, bro. No, I'm with you. I like it, bro.
Whitaker.
Let's go.
I like it though. I like it. Very, very good fight.
Shout out for the $4.99, bro. You know what? I got something random I gotta say to you, Mike Finch. Are you intrigued by this? This is the dumbest thing I've thought of, or is it fucking genius if you market it right? Tai Tuivasa, Eddie Hall. Who wins, bro? Eddie Hall just won an MMA fight recently. Are you telling me the UFC signs Eddie Hall and gives him Tai Tuivasa? People wouldn't be intrigued?
Shit.
Open weight, bro. Fuck the weigh-ins, man. No weight cap. Just it is
Eddie
what it is.
Hall.
Tai comes in at 310.
Eddie Hall this week said that 2 Eddie Halls would beat a gorilla. I think Eddie Hall might be tripping. He's got a point.
That illusion is smart, though. That's what you need. Even now, he's fighting MMA. So
he's got a point for sure. And you know what? I was talking to people at work. I think with your legs, especially, gorilla could be strangled. A gorilla could be strangled. Yeah, that body's too similar. The artery's exposed right here. That thing eats leaves and shit. That thing doesn't kill things. Okay, gorillas don't kill each other. They fucking push each other a little bit. They talk some shit. They're not murderers with their face like a lion or a tiger or a bear. I feel like 2 Eddie Halls actually do have a shot. But now instead of a gorilla, we got to think of 1 Eddie Hall versus Tai Tuivasa. AJ. Tai Tuivasa knockout.
Okay. I'm looking if gorillas have engaged in warfare, but it's important to know gorillas themselves do not engage in warfare in human senses. However, gorillas can engage in intergroup conflict, particularly between leading silverback gorillas. I don't know.
They don't die, okay?
It doesn't say. They're not like a chimpanzee where they're killing each other.
Exactly. You know how a bear survives? It's got to pin something down and maul it while it fucking screams. You understand? Like you want to be against a fucking 1,800-pound, Alaskan bear. That's what you want to fucking see. No, I think a gorilla is actually far more reasonable of an opponent. With that being said, obviously we're talking about the 100 men versus a gorilla challenge, and it's been a hot topic. What I've been saying is you give me 4 other fighters of my choice and we take the gorilla.
Wow. Confident Mike Finch. I'm not putting myself in that situation personally. I'd say I want to see it. I want to see the experiment, but I don't want to be a part of it.
Hey, as many people said, I'm not going to be the first, I'm not going to be the first. But hey, man, it's like 100 people is 2 NFL football teams.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? If we're ready, if we got some killers, if we're ready to sacrifice, if I got some soldiers who are ready to go, okay? I'm not talking about random people at the grocery store, because you pick 100 random people at the grocery store, that gorilla's going to fuck shit up. I think the gorilla.
100 savages.
I'm talking about 100 warriors. That's right. And everybody wants to get the biggest, baddest gorilla too. So, okay, the biggest, baddest gorilla versus 15, not even 15, 5 Give me 5. Go train professional fighters who know how to strangle with their legs and their arms, who are ready to go in there and sacrifice a limb for the team. It's warfare. We're talking the highest level. Yeah, the humans win. They're way smarter. The gorilla has arteries that go to its brain. I just got to cut off 30% of the blood flow to the brain, and it's going to pass out. It's possible one person can do it. Is it likely? No. Is a gorilla strong? Yes. Is someone going to die? Probably. But you're asking me a different question. That's who comes out on top. I'm team people, motherfuckers.
You know what? I respect that, man, because we do. We got the intelligence. The question is, how thick is that gorilla's neck? Like, can you even reach around? Can you get a submission in? What are you grabbing, like 2 hands and squeezing? Like, I don't know.
How do you strangle a gorilla?
How would you get behind? I don't know if his neck couldn't even fit. I don't know.
I think
Triangle.
I think the best thing is to wrap your legs around the
If he
neck.
bites you,
somebody's getting bit, bro. Yeah, like I'm thinking of this in context of war. I mean, how many people have died in Ukraine fighting Russia? I'm thinking of this in terms of are we talking about this is for fun and people aren't trying to get hurt? Yeah, the gorilla's gonna fuck shit up. But if we're talking about people are in war mindset here, okay, this is live or die. Okay, me and John Jones and Francis Ngannou and Gordon Ryan, and if I could assemble a super team, I think we figured this shit out. Yeah.
I like it. Mike Finch, savage call.
Give me Tom Aspinall. Give me 4 Tom Aspinalls and me. We'll figure this shit out.
All right, respect. Ripside 2, thank you for the 10. Haha, JDM is what Strickland thinks he's doing.
JDM is what Strickland thinks he's doing.
I think, like, hands-wise, danger threat. I get what you're saying.
Smooth, AJ. The fucking head movement, how his head's always on a swivel. How was he? He was like taunting Bilal. He was just really in his flow, man.
He looks sick.
Hey, Sean Strickland got the belt too. Chill.
Shout out to Ripside. You're a fucking gangster.
Finch is high. He's not wrong. No 5 guys are whooping a gorilla. You need 20 to 30. I mean, I could find you 30 guys who a gorilla would fuck up. I could find you, 30 soft ass, like I tried to say random people at the grocery store, right?
Yeah. No, that's true. If you get people that, are savages, whether you get some football guys on the fucking lineup in the front, you get some jiu-jitsu guys on the back, it's got to be calculated, man.
Thank you, man.
It's got to be a calculated attack, man.
Calculated, strategic.
I'm putting some fucking offensive linemen into charge first. Bro, I'm telling you. And then we got the MMA guys coming in the back, jiu-jitsu black belts. And that's it. We're hoping for the best. And we got to.
Do you have an army, though? How many people?
Right,
if there's 100 people, I could use some linemen. Sure.
100 people, we can tire this thing out. There's going to be some sacrifices, but he's going to gas. 100 is OP for the humans. I'm talking like 15, 10, 5. How could we pull it off?
5. I think 5 is reasonable. Where I would say 5. It's crazy that we're talking about this real, but I think I think people really do want to get into the reality. And so one big reality is just understanding that gorillas do not kill stuff. That's not they eat green things. Okay, they eat the jungle. They don't they don't tend to murder other gorillas. So you give me some humans who know how to murder,
they're gonna do some killing.
You know what I'm saying? Wrap this up. Time for Fin Show. Wise says, shut the fuck up and go on your live. I want to hear the 5 most confident, AJ. That's crazy, Wise, but thank you for the 2.
Thank you for one and for that. I'm going an extra fucking 5 minutes. You're telling me what the hell, man. I was getting to it, but now I can't. Now I gotta stick around a little longer.
AJ's protesting. That's all right. Hey, man, we've been on this bitch for 2 hours and 22 minutes. I feel like the folks have been entertained by the off-roading. AJ and I did a lot of not talking about these fights, but it's been good. It's definitely been a memorable show, AJ.
Memorable show, one for the Hall of Fame. Make sure you guys go click on the Finchman's channel. All right, we're going to drop the link in chat. It should be right there right now. He'll be live after this. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit the damn subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the post notifications on. If you like the bullshit and banter, tune into the lunchtime live tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time too, because I'm bullshitting and bantering all afternoon. So come on through. Come on
AJ
through.
is a man of the people. He's got shows every single fucking day of the week for you guys. I don't give a fuck what day it is. I'll hear a little ping on my phone. And no, I'm not talking about the JDM type pings he was hitting Bilal with. I'm talking about AJ's live notification. My man will be here every single day of the week. And if you're not watching fights live with AJ doing the commentary, you're wrong.
You're missing out, bro. The play-by-play is sensational. You're never gonna see me that zoodle again on stream. The CBD lion
Today is today.
relaxing back, sitting there.
Bro, you hit it, and you started going silent. You like started pulling away from the camera and getting quiet and shit.
My throat was fucking killing me. That's why I was drinking so much water, bro. I was pounding them back. I'm like, oh my god,
and shit. I'm like, what is going on here with this guy? He goes,
I wanted to have a little fun today.
I'll be right back. I got cotton mouth. I need to do
Best idea ever. I'm drinking teas more often. Hey, I'm gonna be a tea guy soon. I'm getting into this tea. Bro.
AJ usually drives the car. He had to pull over. Mike, can you drive, bro?
I'm just fucking staring out the window. Nah, I think I brought the thunder, man. I think the picks are on point. I think the show was savage. The show. I got nothing else to say, but God bless the people. All right. Thank you guys for always supporting, and W to the savages who are locked in. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Go watch the Finch, man. He's going live after this. I got to do timestamps, bro. I got to do timestamps, chat. All right. Much love to the people. Finch, thank you as always, my friend. And we'll see you on the next one. Hey, final words from the Finch.
The final words are, it's peace and love.